Welcome everybody to MC Toon Live. I'm your host, MC Toon. Tonight is a different one. It's sort of a debate, maybe not. We're not sure. I am going to be on a different channel called House of Consciousness or The Real Lions. I'm not sure. And I am calling out Bro Sanchez, who has been running from me for just too long. So their show is starting right now, and I'm going to pop in shortly. So just a second. Uh, I I'm live, but I have a loop going. You might hear it, or you might not. But give me a second. I got to fix a little audio problem.
Stage. Well, actually, MC Toon up on the stage doing his presentation. He's what we call, correct me if I'm wrong, a global or a globeist. You're a globeist, correct?
That's fine. We often just call ourselves normal.
Oh, okay. He says
that's
that
fine.
he's normal. All right. So let me ask you a bit before you do your show, because I'm interested. When did you start realizing that Brother Sanchez is a flat earther? Looking at him.
It was a couple years ago when somebody first mentioned that he was a flat earther. Probably 3 or 4 years ago at least. And I know he's been around kicking that bucket for longer than that even. So, yeah.
So when did you start coming for him? When did you say enough is enough? I thought this was just a joke, but now I'm getting serious.
Well, I've been debating flat earthers for a long time. So I've been trying. I've been going after Bro Sanchez for a while, and he's been ducking me. So I think 2 years ago I was on a live stream that he was doing, and then as soon as I started giving him a little heat, he kicked me off. So.
Oh wow! What made him feel like, oh, this guy's he's kind of on my heels? What do you remember what was said?
Well, well, of course I debate flat earthers. So anybody that's a flat earther, I'm like, well, that'd be a good person to debate. But I was on the show. I found it was February of last year. So it hasn't been 2 years. Yeah, you know how he talks. He talks and talks and talks. And then he talks more. And then he's like, just a minute, I'm going to just wrap this up quick. And then 10 more minutes of him talking. And then somebody says something for 4 seconds and he jumps in. So that's a problem. He obviously can't control himself when it comes to that. A lot of people have that problem. But he is particularly bad with that. So I think he needs a moderator that's going to even out the time so he doesn't just go on and on.
And that would be great. Now that leads us to your endeavor to get him in the ring, so to speak, get him into a formal debate. So you said you have something to present right now while we wait for the real host. I'm standing in. Would you like to go ahead and just start your presentation?
Yeah, I can do that. Give me a second here.
Sure.
I gotta set up some stuff.
Thank you.
Yep.
While he sets up his exhibit, his presentation, please hit the like, share the channel. This is JJ's channel. This is all JJ. JJ 7000, People's Champ. He is running this channel It is solely him. When you see me in here, it's just to assist him in getting acclimated with the channel. So I just want everybody to know this is JJ's channel. This is the Real Lion's Den. This is the Lion's Den where you will get all JJ 7000 People's Champion debates and where his debaters can come to hit the panel and share their ideas, philosophies, doctrines, and what do I say? Beliefs. So when you're ready, just let me know. I'll step back.
All right. Are you seeing
I see it.
see that map? All right. So this is this is the flat Earth map that just about every flat earther uses, and they say, and any flat earther that says that the North Pole is in the middle and that Antarctica is around the outside, this is their map. You don't really get a choice if they say those things. So here we see, I'm gonna put the observer here in Australia there near Sydney, and you see that this is the flat Earth map, and you see where the sun is. But that dashed line is the angle that you actually see the sun. So people that are really standing there in Sydney, Australia, look at the sun in that direction. Just as the sun's about to set, they're looking south a little bit, but the sun is north. If you kind of can figure out the, you got to kind of move yourself around in the position. And now, of course, the sun has set. In reality, we do not see the sun. Nobody in Sydney sees the sun, but it on the flat Earth, it would just be still up. You'd still see it. But let's move up. Let's move a little faster here. And this is May. You see this is May here. I'm going to move it to the December solstice. So this is what the flat Earth map looks like. If this is what flat earthers think the Earth actually looks like, and the pattern of light and darkness and night, and the angle to the sun. So it doesn't quite work because look at that. It's definitely off. So here comes, I'll pause it here. This is almost sunset. Here, I mean, you can see there in Australia, and the path to where the sun is seen in reality is southwest. But the flat Earth map predicts that it would be northwest. We can move forward a few more minutes here. And right there, that's about sunset. And you can see it's very much diagonally southwest. But in reality, that's where you see it in reality. But the flat Earth map says you should see it northwest. It doesn't match at all. Not even close. So this right here shows that the flat Earth is totally impossible. If anybody thinks that it's possible, then it's on them to show how this is possible. And just making up stuff doesn't do it. You just saying it just happens, or it's some words, some collection of words. You'd actually have to have evidence, something that would cause the sun to be in that position, but be seen in a different position. So that's a pretty high bar for them. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. But I'm anxious to see maybe if Sanchez thinks he's bright enough, or maybe somebody in the live chat here wants to step in while we're kind of shaking the trees for Sanchez to show up, or at least for Sanchez to agree to set something up. He doesn't have to come in right now, but it'd be great to say, yeah, let's set something up, and we can have JJ and whoever else JJ wants to help, but do the promotion. So I think that would be fantastic. He's really good at promotion. So there you go. What do you think, JJ? Is that you there?
Oh yeah. Everybody, I apologize for being late. I had to cut the grass and had to take a shower, but I'm here. And like I say, my guy MC Tunes in the building, man. He want all the smoke. Shout out to his channel over there. It's like 240 y'all watching. I've been peeking in over there too, man. MC Tune is the man that's gonna straighten this out, man. You know what I'm saying? This flat earth stuff. I don't promote it. I did a debate on it. Y'all know it's in the archive, but I was just doing a debate. I don't care if it's flat or round. That's not my alley. Y'all know I do other stuff. So yeah, shout out to my queen out there, Fifi. Shout out to everybody in the audience, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe. Sanchez, you're gonna have to come up from hiding, man, because this man been looking for you, man. You know, you feel safe over there on your own platform, but we want to get you on a neutral platform so it's fair for everybody. But I ain't gonna do too much talking. I'm gonna let this man teach. You know, teach your own, man. I might call to Cory in here, get you a little warm up a little bit.
Oh man, I love To Cory.
Yeah, man.
So
well,
there
ahead,
were
man. Do your
so last week, what day was Saturday. It was Saturday. I went on the House of Consciousness channel and called him out a little bit. And in the comment section on that channel, there are a few people that were talking big. They said they wanted to come and debate me, have a little mini session. I think they wanted to get their ribs, kind of softened up a little bit. So if anybody, anybody wants to come in a little bit and they think they got something, I'm ready.
Yeah. This is the brother channel of House of Conscious right here, man. You know, they say sister channel. I like to say brother channel.
Oh, I like that.
So but some of the people that be talking in the chat, they that's all they do is talk. They ain't gonna get in the ring. It's only it take a certain special breed to get in front of the camera and do what we do.
Yeah.
Everybody feels safe in the comment section. But when it's a whole different animal when you're in front of that camera and you gotta feed the people some information. I'm trying to trust and believe that.
It is.
Go ahead, Tune. Get them. Do what you do, man.
All right, I will. I'll give you a little something here. I got a few things. Some people were talking about celestial navigation actually in the chat. They were claiming that celestial navigation they think works with flat Earth, but I've had for over 2 years. I've had a challenge, a $10,000 challenge to do celestial navigation using flat Earth. And nobody's been able to do it for $10,000. You'd think it costs them nothing to try and they still won't do it. So I'll give you a little bit of how celestial navigation actually works. So here is, this is me. Now, one of the things that they say is that they like to claim that you can't measure an angle on a curved surface. But look at this. I'm doing it right now. That's my phone right above that exercise ball. And that exercise ball is definitely curved. And I'm just measuring the angle between the ball and just something in the room there. This is in my office that I'm sitting in right now. So there's the, there it is. It was easy to measure. So now here is how does celestial navigation actually work? Well, you want this angle A. See that angle A? But it's difficult to measure when you're on a boat because the boat's moving around. So you can't set up an instrument and just rest it on the ground because it's shifting all over the place. So it's hard to do. So, but what you do is you get that angle, and that angle between you and the star, that's what it's pointing to there, and the angle between the center of the Earth and that same star, well, it's so far away that those lines are essentially parallel. And then see that circled part there? That's the geographic position of the star, the GP of the star. This is important. If you hear me say GP, that's what's coming soon.
Okay.
So now astronomers have tracked the locations of the stars for centuries. They know exactly where the GP of every star is for any moment of the day, any moment of the year. So once you know that, then there's a whole lot you can do. And these are some nautical almanacs going back to 1850 on the left there. But they've gone back to the 1700s, and there have been documentations back centuries before that. Yeah.
So what are they using to go back in time?
So
celestial navigation?
Yeah. So that on the left side, that's actually a scan from a book published in 1850. So that book still exists. There's copies of them in libraries, and this is a scan of it. And the documentation of the locations of stars have been tracked by Tycho Brahe and others for centuries. Back around the turn of the millennium, around 0 BC even, they had documentation of the positions. So it's been known where the stars are in the sky, and then, of course, the relative position underneath the star. That's straight under the star. Like if you look straight up, there's a point on the Earth for every star where if you look straight up, that's where you'll see that star. Okay. So once you know that, you can do a lot with it. You see that with that curved text there? It says 60 nautical miles per degree. So if you know the GP of a star, the point on the surface of the Earth directly underneath it, and you know the angle, that angle A, you know how far away you are from the GP, because that angle, it's 60 nautical miles for each degree. A nautical mile is a little bit longer than a regular mile. So that's how you know how far away it is. There's just basic geometry on the surface of a sphere. So, but what you can do though, is since you can't set up some sort of an instrument that's on a boat because it's rocking around, you can measure the angle between the horizon and the star. That's this angle B here. So that's what a sextant does on a ship. It's something that they use on a ship. You'll see that's got a little mini telescope in it. And then there's an angle. They twist it to get to the angle. And there's two parts of it that's mirrored. And so you see half of it, you see the horizon, and half of it, you see the star. And you line them up with each other through the telescope. And then on the actual thing, you can measure, you can read the angle that you just measured. So that's angle B. And so then there's a little bit of math that you do, not too complicated. You do want to know the horizontal there. So perpendicular tangent at your point is C. And the dip of the horizon there is that formula there. It's not super important to go over it in detail, but people have done it. There's charts and tables to look up so that people that are on a ship don't have to have a calculator with, because in 1850, they didn't have a calculator. And then once you know angle C, you go 90 minus C, and that gives you A. So that's how you measure the angle A. That's the hard part of it, is getting that measurement. Once you do that, the rest of it is you just plug it into some formulas. Again, 60 nautical miles per degree. And here's a little diagram there. You see that in the center of that circle? The center of that circle is the GP of the star. And then that circle all the way around the outside, everybody that's on that circle has the same angle to that star. So you know you're somewhere on that circle. Does that make sense? I'm going a little fast. I don't want to be too fast,
hey, man,
but I don't want to bore
man.
people.
This your show. Hey, this your world.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, this your world, and you saying it ain't flat. So go do your thing. Man.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, and they've been doing this on ships since the 1700s because they needed really important. They needed to know what time it was. And until the 1700s, they did not have portable clocks that you could bring on a ship and be accurate. So it was the invention of portable clocks in the 1700s that made this method possible. Before that, they could do it if they were on land, because they had clocks that were on land that were accurate. So if you draw one circle, you know you're somewhere on that circle. If you draw two circles, then where those two circles intersect, you're on one of those 2 points. So you've narrowed it down to 2 spots on the globe where you are. Now, you can actually get your position from that, because if you look on a map and you see that that one of those positions is on land, and you're certain that you're on the ocean, then you know that you're on the ocean, not on the land. So then, but if you do a third, then they intersect in just one spot.
MC Toon, let me say something real quick. See, the last time you did a debate with To Cory, you didn't break all this out, man. Did you go into some high tech stuff tonight, man? I like that, man. Keep going, man.
Yeah. Well, I did it by request from the comment section over on House of Consciousness. So that's why I'm doing this. Right. I can give 75 different presentations if you want, but I don't know if we have that much time tonight.
Hey man, like I say, bro,
anyway,
your show, stay on as long as you want, man.
Anyway, so here is my $10,000 challenge is on my website, mctoon.net. It's linked right at the top, or you can go right to the URL 10K Sextant V2. I have 2 versions of it. You can do one or the other. The second version actually is more generous than the other. It lets you use things that I said you couldn't use in the first one. So, because some flat earthers were complaining, I'm like, oh, okay, go ahead. Anyway, so these are the actual numbers that are currently part of my challenge. At the bottom there, you see Regulus, Arcturus, and Dubby. Those are the angles to this 3 stars. Now, this position isn't a secret, but the only known way to get the position is using the globe. No flat earther has been able to figure out the position using flat earth. And this challenge is not to just get the position. That's not a secret. It's to show the process of getting it. And so if there's any flat earther out there that thinks that they can do it, there it is. There's the numbers, the sextant measurement. This is actually from a professional nautical celestial navigator that teaches this. He measured these angles. So, and all you need to do is get within 25 miles, which is pretty generous because a good celestial navigation position fix can be less than 5 miles. So I'm very generous on that. Anyway, you send me the process. I'll send you another set of measurements. You do it again and you get $10,000, but it's been 2 years and nothing. Can you believe that? Why do you think, JJ, that no flat earther has come forward with the process for doing celestial navigation in 2 years for $10,000?
And that $10,000 been up for 2 years. They must can't figure it out.
I think
now, did
so.
you tell To Cory about the $10,000? He might would have tried to figure it out, man. You know, the young brother is pretty educated. I mean,
To Cory is, yeah, I think I said it last week when I debated him. I think he is probably the flat earther that's best at math.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so
good at numbers.
But yeah, I don't.
We've been trying to call Sanchez.
Oh,
hey, listen, MC Tune. We've been trying to call Sanchez. I think he's hiding up under the bed somewhere, shivering, shaking in his boots. You know, got his thumb in his mouth in the fetal position. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, man. He might peek out a little bit later. We never.
He's got to wash. He's got to wash his hair.
There you
go. But all right, so there's one. There's celestial navigation. But you want another? All right, I can give you another here. So give me a second here. Now I covered one thing on Saturday, but I'll do another one here. Let's see here. Now, some flat earthers say they don't know what the moon is, and they definitely don't know how far away it is from flat Earth. But we know very specifically how far away the sun is. And the way, there's several different ways that the distance to the sun has been measured. I'm going to give you just one, and it's my favorite because it's not very complicated. There are some methods that use a lot of math, and I'd rather just use this. I like to keep things, if people haven't done a lot of math, they kind of, everybody kind of loses it, right? And you kind of forget some of the techniques and topics. So right. This is a simpler one that I don't think is too far out of reach of anybody who's,
okay. Now what you demonstrate right here, MC Tune.
All right. So this picture here is a radar array in El Campo, Texas, and it's big. You don't quite get the scale of how big this is just by looking at that picture, but this is an aerial photo of it. And each of those individual little things there is an antenna. Every one of those together is an antenna. And then off in the end there, you see that's a building. That's not a tiny building. That's not just a little outhouse. That's a good sized building. So this array is a good sized array. So in the 60s, a couple different experiments at different locations. One was at El Campo, another was elsewhere. They bounced radar off the sun.
Sorry, different experiment. My fault.
So this was a powerful radar antenna. Let's see, 500 kilowatts, and they bounced radar off the sun, and it took 16 minutes about for the signal to come back. And you can look at the signal that came back. They plotted it out here. Here's little graphs of what the hold on, there you go. There's graphs of what the signal is after it bounced back. So they had sent it in this kind of sawtooth peak, looks like a mountain, and then it came back looking somewhat like a mountain, right? This one on the top right, like the top of it was chopped off. The one on the left there looks nice. The one on the bottom left is close. The one on the bottom right is very close with just a little bit chopped off the top. So they did this, I think over 1,000 times. And they were doing more than just measuring the distance to the sun. It was already known pretty well. But what they did is they sent the signal for 16 minutes, and then they read the signal. They inputted the signal for 16 minutes. And when you do the math on that, well, it's about 8 minutes one direction to the sun. And so we can take that amount of time, and we know the speed of light very well. So we just do a little bit of math, and we determine that it's 146 million kilometers to the sun because of how long it took to bounce that signal off the sun. So if the Earth was flat and the sun is close, it can only be a couple thousand miles up. Why did it take 16 minutes for that signal to bounce back? It makes no sense. So there you go. There's a measurement of the distance of the sun, which is in miles. It's 93 million miles about. So another way to know that the Earth is not flat, because that sun is nowhere close enough for flat earthers. I see he's on the phone talking to, are you talking to Sanchez? So, all right, there's another. I will, let's see here. Oh, here's a good one. You know what flat earthers like to say? They like to say, show me the curve. So I'll show you the curve. Kip Dowergertis sent up a rocket. So he's an amateur rocket builder, and he sent a rocket 56 miles up, which is just about 300,000 feet. So if you say anything about hot air, but not hot air, helium balloons or something like that are at 120,000 feet, this is more than twice as high. And I have the video right there. If you go to my website, mctoon.net, you can just search for Kip. Right there is the name, and it links to his YouTube. But anyway, so here are some photos taken from the. First I got to show you the. There you go. The camera is a GoPro with a rectilinear lens. So this isn't a fisheye lens. So any flat earthers want to claim that it's fisheye. It's not. I can give you the details of the lens. And there you can see it's curved there. So the cool thing here is on both sides of the center of the frame, it's curved the same direction. Here you go, another curve. So, and that circle, that's just a lens flare. So there you go. Look at that. Look how nice that is. Nice curve. And my favorite is this one right here, number 9. So you can see the actual body of the rocket there trailing off with the tether connected to it, and then the curve of the horizon. And so there you go. So show me the curve. There's the curve.
What type of camera is this you got going?
So the camera is so the lens is a rectilinear lens, and okay. I can get you the so hold on a second. I'll get you the specific details of the lens, and so we know, because you definitely should be wondering, is that lens the right kind of lens? But of course, since it's both sides of the center frame, the curve is the same direction. You see that? If it's a distorting lens, then it would be curved opposite directions. So, all right, here's the lens. It's a 4.35 millimeter 16 MP. Not sure what that is. Low distortion M12. It's a rectilinear, so there is no fisheye distortion at all. So there's the actual lens used on the rocket.
So they always want to say it's a fisheye distortion with the cameras, huh?
Yep. And
I hear a lot of flat earthers say that.
Yep. And this is not a fisheye lens. It's in the description of the lens right there. You can purchase from backbone.ca. There you go. Okay. So a decent lens. And of course it doesn't matter, because if it were fisheye, you would see the difference between this picture and this picture. one would be curving one direction and one would be curving the other direction, but they both curve the same direction. So there you go. So what do you think of that there?
You bringing out some information, man. I mean, I seen some round earthers bring out some information, but this is new to me. What you got going right here, so it's very refreshing that you ain't just regurgitating the same stuff that a lot of other round earthers bring out. But anybody in the chat, man, that's feel, that want to come on after the brother get done with his information, man. We got this. The link is in the chat. Okay, here we go. Somebody right here. Is that Sanchez? Wait a minute, man. Turn the camera on. Who is this? Okay, that's
no, that's Andrew. That's
okay.
me, bro.
All right. What's going on, bro?
Peace, JJ.
Who is this?
This Andrew.
All right.
Hey, what's up, Tone? I've been sitting back watching you cook, man. You doing God's work right now, man.
Thank you. I try.
So, what do you think about one of the questions I always ask flat earthers is one, how far away is the sun from the flat earth surface? Two, how does it create light and heat? And
Great question.
How big does it have to be to give light and heat to half of the earth at one time? You know what I'm saying? All of those questions are really, really important.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For someone who claims flat earth, because they're saying that it's local. And I'm like, okay, well, if it's local, then how is it producing light and heat? And they always say the same thing. Oh, well, it's nuclear. And I'm like, well, why we don't hear it? I said,
well, you wouldn't hear. It's not a bomb. Nuclear fusion is not a bomb. So I don't know if you necessarily would hear it, but there's certain requirements in order to do fusing of hydrogen. That's what's happening. And you need a large amount of mass, and you need enough gravity to force those molecules together. And if it's a tiny little sun, it doesn't have the mass to do it. But that's just using gravity then, which they don't believe in.
So my thing is, like I've explained to them before, like if you research it, they'll tell you like, well, the sun is gobbling up all of this hydrogen and it's dispelling X amount of energy all the time. So I'm trying to explain to them, like, don't you understand that our atmosphere is made up of mostly of hydrogen and nitrogen? Like the sun
it's mostly oxygen and nitrogen.
Yeah. And the sun would gobble that up. Like the oceans will be flash boiled. All of the hydrogen in the ocean would be sucked into the sun. This would be a very inhospitable place to live if the sun was local. You know what I mean? And so, and like I explained to them, with it being within an oxygen-rich environment, do you think that would be quiet? Do you think that would be a quiet event? I mean, like seriously, like a regular bonfire. A bonfire is loud. A forest fire is loud. So imagine something that size in the atmosphere gobbling up hydrogen.
Now you get different ideas about how high the sun is from different flat earthers. Some of them like to post a meme where they're like, it's in the clouds. And some of them say, well, it's 3,000 miles up. They're inconsistent. So if it's 3,000 miles, well, that's beyond where there's enough air for sound to travel. Mm-hmm. But if it's in the clouds, yeah, it would be moving 1,700 kilometers an hour around the surface of the flat earth. You'd hear sonic booms all the time. It would tear up the clouds. It'd be a mess.
The other thing that they never answer is why they can't see the Southern Crooks after they go 20 degrees north of the equator.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, why you can't see the Southern Crooks? If it's flat, we should be able to see the Southern Crooks from almost any direction. You know, and so
yeah.
Hey, what's up, brother Sonetta? Okay, I guess he's gone. But yeah, man, that's an interesting thing, man. Me personally, I'm not a flat earther. I do believe in a spherical Earth. It's very intuitive because everything that we know of is operating off this Fibonacci Fibonacci spirals and circles and eccentric circles. Everything in nature is doing these cycles, and I mean it's kind of counterintuitive to believe that it's not. We're not going in these cycles.
Yeah, it just saying, oh, it's a cycle doesn't do anything because there's lots of cycles. There's nothing necessarily correct about anything in particular. And there's no necessity that it has to be a cycle. Right?
Are you familiar with the Thunderbolt project?
You'll have to remind me maybe.
The electric universe.
Oh yeah, they're
I'm saying, do you cast it off or do you consider it?
I've looked at some things. Of course, a lot of flat earthers go, they dip into that a little bit.
I hate it when they do that.
Because they're one thing that destroys flat earth is mass attracting mass, gravity as we understand it. And so they try to explain away by going into electric universe things. The problem with that is that even in the electric universe, for flat earthers, it doesn't help. But even then, mass still attracts mass. The electric universe people just try to give it a different cause. It doesn't help them. But when actually looking at electric universe type stuff, it still doesn't satisfy me. There's really, it doesn't replace gravity. There's nothing that explains it. There's, electrostatics and electromagnetism is about positive and negative charges. There's attraction and repulsion. Gravity is only attractive. So it doesn't answer it. Some people have suggested that antimatter might repel regular matter and it would have an anti-gravity type effect. But just late 2023, they tested that and confirmed that antimatter also is attracted the same way by gravity. So that
of course it is. It's very I mean, like I said, it's intuitive because when they say, "Oh, it's anti," and they automatically think like, "Oh, it's something other than what the matter is." Like, no, it's matter. It's the same thing. It's gonna have the same properties, just in opposite polarities. It's the same thing. So when they talk about because me, I'm personally, I don't subscribe to like dark matter, dark energy, black holes. Like all of that stuff sounds like scientific dogma to me because it's.
You might as well be a flat earther then.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah, if you don't believe in dark energy or dark matter, with 95% of space is dark. I would say at least 85%, but they say 95% is dark matter, meaning there is more in space that you don't see than it is that you see.
Now how much percentage of that do you say the universe is made of when you talk about dark matter?
I go along with whatever measure they say it is because I can't measure it.
Okay, so would you agree that it's in abundance?
It's more dark matter than it is.
Right. So with it being in such great abundance, why is it so hard to get a sample?
A sample of what?
All right.
You know what dark matter is?
I might be able to help a little bit here.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to ask him that question. Do you know what dark matter is?
Yes, it's scientific dogma.
No. I'm asking you one more question. I'm going to ask it one more time.
Right.
When they talk about dark matter, what is matter?
What I missed?
What is matter? Matter is what? Things that take up space. Right? Matter is everywhere. Matter, whatever takes up space, fills a void. That is what you call matter. The sun is made of matter. The moon is made of matter. You is made of matter. Dark matter
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Dark
But my question,
matter, let me finish.
okay.
Dark matter is what you cannot see,
Okay, one at a time, y'all.
but it can be measured based on the pull of gravity. But go ahead,
Tone.
Tone. Yeah, go ahead, Tone.
So the reason why people came up with the hypothesis for dark matter is because when they look at galaxies, that it looks like they're rotating faster than they would if there was just the amount of matter that they see. And so they're like, well, it looks like there's more matter there than we see. So a hypothesis was, well, maybe there's more matter there and it just doesn't interact with light. So that's where it just kind of came from. There are other ideas, but at this point, dark matter isn't totally confirmed. So it's just the leading idea. The door is still open. It could be something else. So don't get too much. I don't get too much into it. If it's something else, I don't care. I don't have a dog in that race. So if somebody else comes along with a different hypothesis, I'm in.
Earth or round Earth.
What's that?
Right. No, I was
No. It just
actually,
explains.
that really don't have. Hold on one second. That don't really have anything to do with Elder. Real quick, Elder. That the dark matter don't have anything to do with the flat Earth or round Earth debate. Do it? I mean,
not really.
Help me out.
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, it just explains why everything is moving the way things are moving. Okay, I think what is I believe James Webb has really, because science is so confused right now because their hypothesis about the singularity
About black holes?
About the Big Bang.
Oh,
Everything it's going out the window. The James Webb is proving everything wrong, right? They don't look back.
Yeah, they're certainly exploring things and finding out new stuff, which is the whole point. That's the point of it.
Blowing their minds.
Oh yeah.
But the thing that gets me about a flat Earth, they ought to know we just experienced a solar eclipse. Sarnetta said he looked at one 2 years ago. He didn't. Sarnetta, you need to learn the difference of a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. Two different things. The last time a solar eclipse was here was in 2017. Wasn't one 2 years ago. So you said you looked at it 2 years ago? No, you didn't. You didn't look at no solar eclipse. And looking at a solar eclipse is not a problem. The problem is at that moment of what they call the ring, when that sun pops out of that little corner and pops like that, and it makes like a sign, like a ring, a diamond ring. That's what can cause you to go blind if you're looking at it directly. But if you look, they say it's best not to look because people don't know when that point happens. It only takes seconds for that point to happen. But other than that, you can look at it. You can while the moon is crossing, you can look at it. And the shape of a spear will appear. Why? Because it's round. Everybody knows that. That's why we got a quarter moon, a half a moon, because that's the reflection of the earth on the moon. Because the sun is on the other side. That's why the moon goes through its phases. And you'll come up with the conjunction, which is right before the new moon, where there's no moon.
Apostle, you need to come in and do a whole presentation on that, because Sarnetta coming in. Sarnetta, let Apostle come in and do a presentation on that. How you doing?
Yeah, Apostle gonna do that.
The moon at conjunction right before the new moon. The new moon is the sliver. First light is the new moon. So right before the new moon is the conjunction. That's the black moon. They call it that because the moon is on the other side of the sun and you can't see it in the sky at all. That's the reason why we can see the moon sometimes during the daytime, because the sun and the moon is sharing the same atmosphere. on the side of the earth.
What? No, they're
But
not.
normally,
They're not in the atmosphere.
they're sharing the same side of the earth.
Yes, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They're sharing the same side of the earth. So I was seeing in the daytime, but at nighttime, they will not see the moon because it's on the other side of the earth.
All right. Hold up. Check this out, right? Real quick for my man JJ, I think we all need to cut cameras on when we coming in. I think it's disrespectful to not turn on your camera so we can see who you're talking to, just like y'all see our face, who y'all talking to. That way, nobody could say slick stuff out the side of their neck.
Right.
Hide. So this is why me, JJ, and all of us say turn on your camera if you want to come up. The next thing, JJ, I think you found a good, powerful brother, man.
He's good.
Yeah.
And I think Sanchez is afraid. Sanchez know who he is. Sanchez see him. Now he's peeking from up under the bed. Should I come out? Should I do it? Sanchez know what's going on. See, he on religious believers and stuff, come in and take on that.
Sanchez talked bad about all three of y'all the other night.
He's going to do that because, see, he got to take ad homs. We ain't doing that to him, though. We know Sanchez is a formidable debater. We're not banging on Sanchez. We're not calling him names. We are grown men, and we are telling him to put the little name calling aside. Step your ass up, get in the ring, and deal with scholarship, bro. That's what we want to hear.
Bro.
All that old name calling, bro, get up out of that. Come on, man. You older than 12 years old, brother. Get up out of that.
Yeah.
Come on out from up under your bed. Deal with MC Tune. Simple as that.
I told you.
So
That's what I'm talking about.
I can't take the credit for hold up real quick. I can't take the credit for finding him. That is To Cory's friend, and they've been going back and forth. So I met him through To Cory. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I brought him over here. But yeah, I wanted him to get to get to know us over here and to also get in the ring with Sanchez, because Sanchez claims he's the flat earth genius or guru. So I got some for you. I got somebody for you, Sanchez. We want to see you two get in the ring. MC Tune told me you've been ducking and diving, slipping and sliding, hiding up on the apple trees and pear trees. Now it's time to get in the ring. It's time to get in the ring, Sanchez. So
and with that said,
JJ,
JJ,
no disrespect.
go ahead. With that,
go ahead, play it.
I want to play this for y'all. Shout out to Brother Sanchez. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Go ahead, play it.
Is it going?
Play it.
No, it's standing still.
No, we can't hear
Let
it.
me play it.
See, Sanchez feels comfortable in his own little fishbowl, ladies and gentlemen. We want to pull him out of the fishbowl into the ocean with the sharks and the goddamn killer whales, you see. And see, everybody can be comfortable in their own little fishbowl, you know. It's time to come up out of that fishbowl and get in the ring with MC Tune. This debate is well needed for the community. For MC Tune's community, for our community over here. And as far as I'm concerned, we're all together in one community because we all exchange and give out information. MC Tune, you got anything else you want to show us?
I do,
Well,
yeah.
you got to give all your stuff away. But,
I got, like I said, I got a lot. But here, I went to Texas to see the eclipse. I live in Minnesota. We drove all the way to Texas. So I got some pictures there if you'll put that up on the stage.
Where in Texas?
We went to a little town called Bogota, Texas. It's not far from Paris. It's in North Texas.
Were you within that slither?
Yes, I went right to the middle of where the globe predicted the center of totality would be. And I went as close as I could to that.
Yeah,
Sunhitter, that's when my mom was born.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Paris?
Do you know that the eclipse in 2017 came from Seattle, Washington, and went out through Charleston, South Carolina?
Yeah.
This one came up through Mexico and went up through Maine.
Yep.
But where they crossed, at the point of the cross, you know what the name of the city was?
I don't know. Was it in Missouri maybe or Indiana?
Indiana, and it was called Babylon.
Babylon, Indiana.
Babylon, Indiana. That's exactly where it crossed. Is God telling you something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. He's letting us know this is number Babylon. We're in Babylon.
So some people have said, "Oh, look at the names of the cities that the eclipse crossed." This last eclipse was seen everywhere in the continental United States, everywhere. Yeah. So if they're like, "Oh, look at all the names of the cities that went over," all of the cities.
Well, I didn't actually. The one that came in 17, I saw. I'm in South Carolina, so I actually saw that.
Oh, that's a good spot. Yeah.
I wish I had my telescope back then, but I didn't have it. I just got it had it now about 2 years, almost.
We have a good Elder Apostle. We have a good question for MC Tune. Can somebody ask? This is Judah Nazareth. Can somebody ask? Shout out to Judah Nazareth on this channel. Can somebody ask MC Tune about Bob Kondo, who proved the Earth was round and in motion with the gyrometer?
Yeah. So Bob Nodell.
About that, MC Tune?
Yeah, Bob Nodell. He's passed away now, but yeah, he used an optical gyroscope, which is something that's used in airplanes to determine when an airplane, twists back and forth and rotates. They need to know very precisely what's going on so that they can control it and make the right decisions. So he went and bought one for $20,000. Because he thought that this gyroscope that was accurate enough to measure the rotation of the Earth or not rotating, one or the other, he thought it would answer the question. And well, it did. He used it, set it up, and definitely measured a 15 degree per hour drift. Okay. And he didn't like that. So he tried to block the heavenly energies, he said, by putting it inside of some sort of a chamber, and that didn't work. It still measured it, so that it became a bit of a joke. But once he passed away, we all agreed, we're gonna not pick on him about that anymore because that's not nice. So
actually, Imhotep is the one that proved that the Earth was round when they invented the figure pi.
Okay.
Are you familiar?
That was 2,000 years ago.
Are you familiar with the
document? Let's let a new get in.
Oh, are you familiar with the document? And then we got some.
Go ahead.
The flat earthers use. It's a military document that talks about triangulation with on a flat earth plane dealing with like aircraft carriers and things of that nature. Are you familiar with that document?
Yes.
Can you explain that document for the audience and any flat earthers out there? Because they see the word flat earth in the document and they automatically assume that it's actually talking about a flat earth and not the aircraft carrier itself.
Hey, MC Tune, I was guilty of that in my debate when I took the debate, the flat earth, and I used it to my advantage. Yeah, I used it so much that the judge was just like, yeah, he won. But yeah.
All right, so I have up on my screen. So there's 44 documents that some flat earthers have identified that they think says this. So, okay, do you want to show what I'm sharing? Do you see that?
Share the screen, Queen of Pop, please. Please and thank you.
So, all right. So Dean Odell is the one that found them. Nathan Roberts on his YouTube channel, which is now basically he deleted all his videos, but he's the one that popularized it. He found 44 documents that they think says that the Earth is flat. But the most important thing is that in engineering, you do trade-offs. You do everything in engineering is about a trade-off. So the complexity that you do versus the complexity that you would want to do if you could do everything easily is very different, because computing every single thing possible is really difficult. So then you compute the things that you need to and leave the other things for elsewhere, or you don't do it at all if it's not going to impact your design. So idealization is the process that they use, but it's where a phenomenon being modeled is strictly false, but it makes the model easier to understand or solve. So there's 44 of these. I read every one of them. Every one of them. And obviously the flat earthers didn't read them because this is one of them.
They didn't read them.
No. This is number 39, the American Practical Navigator. That's how to do celestial navigation. And a flat earther read just a couple words and thought, oh, this whole thing means something. It definitely doesn't. Anyway, the most common one is this one called Derivation and Definition of a Linear Aircraft Model.
That's it. That's the one I'm talking about.
So that's not an aircraft carrier, but yeah, it's easy to understand that what they're doing. So the important thing here is this is the actual document that talks about it. There's a few spots in here now. If flat earthers reject the idea that gravity exists, but this document talks about gravity a lot. And let me see if I can find. There you go. So right here, right in the summary, this document reports the derivation definition of a linear aircraft model for a rigid aircraft. How many aircrafts do you know that are rigid?
Right, not very many.
None. They're all flexible.
Yeah.
Of constant mass, will airplanes use fuel? So the mass is constantly varying. Flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. So that's the fourth assumptions that they made. But we know that two of them definitely don't match at all. They are flexible in their mass changes. So, and the reason why it says flat non-rotating Earth is so that the people that use this particular document, they know that if their solution requires taking this into account, that they need to include it themselves. This is exactly the opposite of what flat earthers think it is. This is a complete admission that the Earth is rotating and it's spherical, and it's a warning to the engineers that come later. You need to take that into account when you do your work, because this one did not take that into account. So, and this isn't the end. You wouldn't just use this, design an airplane from this. This is one of, thousands of different things that you would input into the process. So.
Yeah, I tried to explain that to Cory that the document was not talking about an actual flat Earth. When you, because it's another document, when you go through it, it talks about them actually landing on that aircraft carrier. And I'm like, yeah, the aircraft carrier in relation to the airplane, for the most part, is flat and non-rotating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so you have to understand.
You got to blame me for that, because
I
took them documents. Good, man. I took them documents and ran with it in my debate. I ain't gonna lie.
My thing is, people got to do their due diligence, and we're in a debate league. So if you could pull a fast one off on them, you know what I'm saying, you was cunning enough to do it, bro. Like, that's big ups. You know what I'm saying? But some of us are a little bit more wiser to actually read. I read. I'm a vivacious reader, bro. I read everything. And when I came across the document, I read the whole document. You know what I'm saying? And when I read the document, I'm like, bro, this is not talking about a flat Earth, man. You know what I'm saying? And it don't take you long either when you read the first few pages, you understand that it's not talking about an actual flat Earth.
In a perfect world, people will read with understanding. People read things and don't understand it.
I like what MC Toon just put up there when it actually talks about the falsification of that information for the use of engineers. Yeah. That makes so much more sense to me. So again, to Cory, to the rest of the flat Earth community, y'all just heard it. Please stop using that document because it just makes you look silly.
Right. And stop talking about the Bible talks about a flat Earth, because it doesn't.
Listen, hold on real quick. I fooled the judge, you know what I'm saying? Hey, in the debate, sometimes you can, as long as you can fool the judge, that's all that count, man. I know we want to learn truths, though, to be honest. And flat Earth or round Earth, that's not my lane. I took that debate just to test myself. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So that's what that was. But hey, everybody go ahead and subscribe to JJ7K TV. The link is in the chat. I'm trying to get up to 200 subscribers. We're up to 180. It's a new channel, smaller channel than this one. We're growing different channels. And I appreciate it. Some of y'all, some of the new people in the audience, go ahead and subscribe to that channel because we also, we go there almost 24 hours a day. You know, I've been going for a whole week straight, just going. So I appreciate y'all. Shout out to MC Tune channel. MC Tune, if you got a Cash App, you can go ahead and put it in the chat. You know, so the people can, throw you a couple of dollars or something, man. Support his work. Yeah. So go ahead and continue, MC Tune.
Before you do, I just want to say, MC Tune, if you have somebody who can send us a link in the back chat, we can share the link to your channel for people to subscribe to your channel as well.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, let your people know to go subscribe to JJ's channel that he mentioned. JJ, get the link out there. And as well, subscribe to this channel because JJ's going to be running this channel. So let's get all 3 channels, get a network going.
Yeah, I'll update in my description the link to your channel there, JJ.
Okay.
Because I put in.
Trust me, we gonna get Sanchez. We gonna get him from up under the bed. Because trust me, he over there steaming right now. Trust him.
He's peeking out. He's peeking out. He sees somebody's feet walking around. I was like, nope. I'm out.
Yeah. Right.
He's even pulling the race card, man. He's doing everything.
So, MC Tone, have you ever got a flat earther to explain to you how the electromagnetic or the magnetosphere actually works on a flat earth? Have you ever?
No.
You've never got him to explain that.
None of them understand any of those topics. Not a lot of people do. I don't blame anybody who doesn't. But,
it's almost like they're describing the what do you call it? It's not a dipole. It's
a lot of the time it sounds like they're describing a capacitor.
What it's not called a dipole. It's when it has one pole. What is it called? It's
monopole.
Yeah, monopole. What they describe sounds like a monopole, and I'm like, well, how are you getting negative and positive charge attraction? Like I mean, science has never found monopoles in reality. How does flat Earth work with electromagnetism? Like that is very interesting.
So, there's several different parts to it. There's just a simple magnet. And a magnet doesn't have a monopole. It's got a north end and a south end. Right. Electromagnetism is plus and minus, positive and negative. And there's some relationships between them. So you can't have a magnet with just one pole. But what they do a lot of the time is they'll take their flat Earth map, then they'll put underneath it, they'll put a little magnet where the north is pointing up. And the south is down, right? Like they'll stick a hole and they'll stack up some books or something. Anyway, then they'll take a compass and they'll go around in circles on it and say, oh, look, it always points to the middle and north is the middle. The problem is that isn't the way that the magnetic field of the Earth is actually shaped. Magnetic north is near the North Pole, but magnetic south is not next to the geographic South Pole. It's in the ocean south of Australia. So they wouldn't need a single, even a dipole magnet, right? With it sticking up. They would need to have the magnet like curving underneath this. You got North Pole and then a big curve to the South Pole sticking out this other direction. None of that makes sense when you look at it, how it would have to measure on flat Earth. It doesn't match observations. So they never even know that much about their own ideas.
Yeah, I mean, and wouldn't if that was even the case, wouldn't the pool get stronger the closer you got towards the either one of the poles? The pool would get extremely strong, but on Earth we sensationalize gravity pulling basically uniformly.
Well, gravity is not magnetism. So
yeah, of course.
yeah, so the magnetic field strength is measured. It's one of the things that they measure. They call it total field strength, and it does get stronger near the north magnetic pole and near the south magnetic pole.
Right.
And then halfway in between, it's kind of weak. So they
Right.
map all that out, but that's different than gravity. Gravity is very consistent throughout the Earth, but it does vary, and it varies enough that they've measured it very precisely. They know how much it varies by.
Yeah. And again, this is for the flat Earth community out there. The reason why it varies is because Earth has different densities across the globe. So, and gravity is dependent upon mass,
Yep.
density, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? So, when you have certain places on the Earth that's not as dense as other places, the actual measurement of gravity is going to be actually a little different.
Yeah.
You know, so,
Also, how far you are from the center.
mm-hmm.
So if you're on the top of a mountain versus on the shore of the ocean, and also the Earth rotates. So on the equator, it's a little bit less gravity than when you're on the poles. So you put all those together, and there's a good amount of variation.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. What about I'm trying to think of like some of the other things they use to try to explain away the spherical Earth, because To Cory goes on so many rants about this type of stuff. What do you got to say about the pole star? Like, and because they're saying like the pole star should indeed move, or it shouldn't be orientated like that because we're on this 23-degree axis. And,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature.
Yeah. So the Earth is tipped 23 degrees. And when it's on one side of the sun, it's tipped 23 degrees. And then when it's on the other side of the sun, it's still tipped 23 degrees the same direction. And so that difference from one side to the other is the diameter of Earth's orbit around the sun, which is a big amount for us, but in relation to how far away the stars are, it's really not that much. So should the stars be moving a dramatic amount? And no, they should not. They should be moving a very small amount, and that's exactly what we measure. And you remember the nautical almanacs that I put up a little bit ago? Those they republish them every year because the stars move. So the positions of the stars move every year. So to give accuracy to the navigators, they update that. And so if you're 2-3 years out of date, it's not so bad. If you're 50 years out of date, depending on the star, you can start to have some errors that you don't want to have in your measurements. So the positions of Polaris and other stars have been measured again for centuries. I have some documentation on my website. If you go to mc2.net/Polaris, going back to I think the 1500s. Yeah, Tycho Brahe in 1572 documented the position of Polaris. And it was not right next to the center of rotation. It was a couple degrees away. So it wasn't quite the pole star in the 1500s like it is today. And it's still not exactly in the middle. It's about half a degree away from the middle of the center of rotation right now.
Yeah. The pole star often changes, right?
Yeah, it's slow.
Yeah,
it takes
right.
thousands of years, but it does move. Yeah.
Right. And also, between summer and winter, the sun setting in the west or it's rising, it rises at different points at different times of the year.
Yes.
Because it's constantly moving. It's constantly moving. So I didn't notice because the sun shines, it rises right out my front window.
Yep.
And sometimes depending upon the time of year, right across the street, right between the houses, I can see it when it rises. Certain times of the year, I can't see it when it rises.
And real quick, we have Sanchez and Lights in the chat. Feel free to jump on and tell us what you learned from Sanchez. Don't let him do all the talking. If you have some things that you want to ask, this is an open panel for anybody. We're not biased over here. So don't feel like that, we're ganging up on you. You're more than welcome to come in and, show us what you learned from Sanchez. You sit over there for hours and hours and hours. We need to know what you learned.
Right. The closest thing we got to it is
and shout out to MC Tool's channel real quick, man. He got like 454 in the audience. We got 103 over here, so that's a bunch of us watching. And I didn't know some of the people in your chat knew me, so hey, that's all right. So yeah,
you got some fans. You got some fans over here.
Her name Judy. I think Judy over there.
You got Judy. You got Earth is Life is over in your chat now.
Man. That's all right.
So,
So what you say, Joe?
What do you got to say about when they say that all of the pictures of NASA are composite pictures? And what do you got to say about them when they say there's no stars in the background of some of those pictures that they show?
Yeah, so there are a couple pictures that are composites, and they label them as composites. And so
check my food. I'll be right back.
All right. Their favorite one to talk about is one from Robert Simmons in the early 2000s. And at the time, NASA did not have a satellite that was far enough away from the Earth to get a far picture of the Earth. So they had satellites that were orbiting closely. So what they did is they just took a bunch of photographs from satellites orbiting the Earth and made a composite out of it. So it doesn't really help their position to point out that they made a composite picture from satellites orbiting the Earth because they were orbiting the Earth. But yeah, that one that was on the first iPhone, and that one was a composite, but they labeled it a composite. There are many thousands of photographs that are single frame photographs from space of the Earth. The Apollo missions from the 60s and 70s.
They say that's not real.
I know they say that.
Crazy, man.
But there's 15,000 photographs taken on
Real
film.
Quick, I don't mean to interrupt.
Okay.
Jay the Great, you can come on in, brother. Just if you could turn on your camera, so Netter and JJ asked that, right, JJ?
Yeah, he's not here. He's checking
on in the back. So Jay, even if you just turn it on for a minute, you got to come in with your camera on, brother. And I'd love to bring you in. So that's unless Jay, at least turn on your camera for the first minute. Is that okay, JJ?
JJ's not here.
He's good. Thanks, Jay. So there you go. We don't see him, but that's whatever.
I don't know.
So what do you got to say about the missing stars in some of those pictures?
Yeah, so go outside any night and take a picture of the moon. And then look, you won't see the stars. Our eyes see the stars because we're pretty good at picking up that different dynamic range. But cameras only have a certain range of brightness that they can pick up. And the moon is rather bright compared to the stars. And when you're in space, if you're looking at a ship, the ship is really bright if the sun is shining on it. So the camera is gonna automatically expose itself so that it gets most of the picture in frame, most of the picture at the right exposure. Stars are too dim for that. But there are some photographs in the NASA archive from the Apollo where you can see stars. So there are some, but you would not expect to see stars. So if you ever see a photograph of the Earth with a bunch of stars, a lot of stars, then probably it's fake. Not necessarily, but probably it's fake.
Surrounding light. I don't know if you live inner city or you live in the suburbs. In the city, you're looking at the same sky, but you're not going to see as many stars.
Yeah.
Because of the lights and everything that's around. The light will cause to eliminate the stars. So you go out in the suburbs and all of a sudden the sky is full of stars. You go in the city, you see very few. So that's the same thing about NASA, right? They on the moon. It's daytime. They're on the moon. They're not on the moon at night. The sun is shining. That's why you see shadows.
Yeah.
The sun is shining. So if the sun is shining, the sun is already going to block out stars. Already going to block them out. That's the reason why from the moon, when they was on the moon, they was looking up at the Earth, you didn't see no stars because it's daylight.
Yep.
You saw their shadows. The sun was reflecting and you see the shadow. So that's the reason why. Turn on NASA, on the channel on NASA right now. Go to it, watch them from the space station. At night, sometimes you'll see stars. Sometimes you won't. It all depends.
Yep.
So another thing that they use when they talk about flat Earth is they talk about water levels, how water finds its own level. Can you explain to the flat earthers and to Cory and Brother Sanchez? Can you explain to them about surface tension, dealing with a surface tension of water and why it does what it does?
So yeah, surface tension is where it wants to attract it to itself. So if you put it in, I don't know if you remember from chemistry class that there's the vial and it would form a little meniscus, it'd be curved. That's part surface tension. But on water finds its level. Well, what they're trying to say is flat. They're trying to say that water is flat, but you'd need to have measurements of it. They just say it. They don't have measurements of it. But when you actually measure it, we find out that it's not flat. It's actually curved. So they say it finds its level. And the great thing is that the actual definition of the word level, when referring to the surface of the earth, is curved, matching the surface of the water. That's Merriam-Webster's dictionary there. But any surveying textbook, they definitely make it very clear that that level means curved. And this is a surveying textbook that I have that talks about the definition of the word level, and it's curved. So if anybody's curious, I can give you some screenshots of that. It's Elementary Surveying and Introduction to Geomatics. You can find the PDF online. Don't tell anybody.
So one of the things that I had to explain to him was this, because I gave him a picture of a drop of water on a leaf.
Yep.
And how it retains its spherical shape when it's on the leaf or when it's on something that doesn't break the surface tension. And I tried to explain to him, well, because of the immense strength of gravity, you know what I'm saying? Gravity is literally breaking the surface tension of the water. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why it's pooling. But when you get a small drop of water, it will retain itself into a sphere, because it's less mass. It's less mass for the gravity to actually interact with. So that's the reason why it's retaining its spherical shape. A lot of flat earthers don't realize that. You can also see it if you drop water or any object in water. When the water pops up out of that body of water, there will be spherical globular shapes of water, because gas, liquid, all of those things want to find an equilibrium. And the greatest equilibrium that we know of right now is a sphere, where it's basically the same pressure all around. So once that drop of water goes into the air, when it begins to fall, right at that place where it begins to fall, it's literally stationary. And it's spherical, you know what I'm saying? And until it starts dropping and it becomes elongated because of inertia and yada yada yada, gravity, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I appreciate you explaining that to the community, man.
Anu, take a glass of water, man, and a straw, and blow your. You're gonna get bubbles, right? They're gonna take the shape of a spear. Same thing when you talking about the leaf, but the same thing happens on a car, on the windshield of a car. It bubbles up the water. That's not
real quick. We got a question. Hold up, Elder, real quick. We got a question for MC Toon. Have you debated Nathan Oakley? Who is it? Nathan Oakley? I never heard of him.
Nathan Oakley is a flat earther that has a daily show, ironically called Flat Earth Debate. He doesn't actually allow debates on there. Anytime a debate starts to happen, he interrupts and starts yelling at people and boots them off. A little bit like Sanchez does. Anyway, I have challenged him to debate on a platform where he can't mute me. Modern Day Debate is a channel. I would do it here. I would do it anywhere that's a fair channel. I think just yesterday, I was on his live chat. I said, "Hey, you want to debate me on Modern Day Debate? I will, but you mute people here. It's not a decent platform." So, no, I have not, but I'm ready if he ever gets the courage.
Right. See, here at the Lions Den, we got people from all walks of life in the back chat. If you notice, everybody there is not an Israelite. We got Christian, Muslims, atheists. So we give everybody a fair chance to speak. That's one thing I can't say about the Lions Den.
Yeah.
So you don't never have to worry about, tell them, hey, you don't have to worry about somebody muting you over here just because they disagree with you.
So who's the brother that just popped up?
That's Jay the Snake. That's Lions Den Security. Go ahead, Jay. You got a question?
No. I'm here just holding it down.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's Lions Den Security. All right, go ahead.
I love that. Yeah, don't mess around. Security will set things straight, right?
He for real with it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I
how
get
do you
you.
not know him, Anu? You be in the back chat? He don't be in the back chat. He be on the live though. But you got anything else you want us to
I be in the back chat, so I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I like the back chat streets.
MC2, you got anything else?
Oh, you
want to show?
Sure,
I want to say something about the moon, man.
Okay.
Okay, then let him get his screen up and go ahead and ask a question about the moon, Elder Apostle.
Now, I was just wondering, man, that's the closest thing that we got to us, that we can actually see with our eyes. Why would we think the earth is any different, shaped any different from the moon? We can see that the moon is a sphere, right?
Yeah.
So why would the earth be different? I can see them arguing about Jupiter, those that don't have telescopes and not able to look at Jupiter. It's going to look like a star to your natural eye. But if you put a telescope on it, you'll be able to see the planet and the shape of the planet. You can see Saturn, Venus, Mercury, right? All of these things out there are spheres, man. What make them think the earth is any different?
Not to mention gas in space, like if you struck a lighter or a match in space, the flame would be spherical. If you release water in space, it would be spherical. Like all these things take these spherical shapes, and it's like, right. None of them are flat. None of them are flat. And I don't know. This is a crazy notion, man.
I mean, not even the galaxies. Actually, everything is taking up. Everything is spinning, and it's taking a spherical shape.
It would be spherical, and it would spark out, like, you know what I'm saying? It would spark outward, just like sphericals, but sparking spherical.
What you mean by that?
Like in a flame? Like back in the day when you used to play with the sparklers, you light the sparklers and it would boom. Yeah, it's like 3D. It's not flat.
There's nothing containing it. It's just going to, right? It's not being contained.
It's multiple dimensions. People only think about like flat screens and things happen in squares and cubes and spheres and circles out in space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they should. Yeah, we've never seen a square planet.
Oh, you ain't gonna see one.
Here, some flat earthers, they know that if the moon is spherical, that it doesn't work for flat Earth. So a lot of them then they'll say, we don't know. They'll just feign like they don't know what the moon is. But I have I'm sharing my screen now. If you could put this on.
But at the same time, everything's not perfect spheres. They're warped and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, Sister Napar, he's sharing the screen. Can you share his screen, please? And thank you.
I don't think she's on here.
Let me call her because she said she was cooking and taking care of the family and all. Let me call her real quick.
All right.
Yeah, keep talking, y'all. I got it. I
got you.
So
MC2, it's a video that I would really like you to see. What you probably already seen it because you seem like you're very well versed in a lot of these things. It's a video about an astronaut. He took a pair of knitting needles into space, and he took some paper and he put a static charge on that knitting needle, and then took a syringe and started dropping little droplets of water around the syringe, and all of the droplets of water started to rotate around the syringe.
Yeah.
And are you familiar with that experiment?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yep.
So they did that on the space station, right?
Yeah, and it was real interesting to me because I would love to see that experiment done with a spherical object instead of an elongated cylinder to see if it actually mimics that whole orbit thing, and not only that, but to have that sphere move, while those droplets of water is around it to see.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the most convincing things to me about uh, the merger of gravity and electromagnetism. And it's because everything does have negative, positive charges in them. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, that's kind of intuitive to assume that even when you look at the equation of gravity, and then you look at the equation of Coulomb's law and stuff like that, it's very, very similar as far as
Yep.
how the equation is set up. And so people say like, well, they use gravity to do rocket science and rocket trajectory and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it could be it could be very accurate. But just recently, they found an object in an elongated orbit around Earth and found out it was a third stage rocket booster. And they tried the I don't know if you're familiar with that. Are you familiar with that?
I think, yeah, was it one of the Apollo
Yeah, I think it was one of the
stages?
Apollo rocket boosters. And so they tried to make it land in a certain space, in a certain area. But the math was off. And because the math was off, it ended up being in this elliptical orbit around the Earth, almost like the moon, right? And so I'm using that as an example to show them, like, yeah, like they're using gravity equation to do this, but they got it was wrong. The math was off. You know what I'm saying? And so right there can show you, like, you could have math that's not necessarily correct in reality, but is correct in theory. You know what I'm saying? And still be able to and it still be applicable to what you're trying to do.
I would guess that if it was Apollo era, they were doing all that math by hand. And if you've seen Hidden Figures, that movie, super good movie, really good movie.
Them sisters were brilliant.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I love that movie. So I have pictures just to get back to the moon real quick. This is a bunch of pictures of the moon taken with the same focal length. So it's not zooming in and out. This is over the course of about a year. And you can see that both the size of it and the orientation, like, it moves a little bit. That's called libration. And so we see about 59% of the moon, not 50%. And that shows us there's no doubt that it's spherical, even though flat earthers want to deny that it's spherical. And then these pictures here show that, and the top one, that you see that dark spot. In the middle picture, that dark spot's moving away. It's a little vertically compressed. And then in the final picture, you can't even see it. It's on the other side of the curve of the moon. So again, that's more evidence that the moon is a sphere.
Yeah. I wish I could get some of them domes on that moon, man.
Yeah.
It's some interesting things on the moon, like some hexagon craters and stuff on the moon too. Like, that's interesting because I didn't know asteroids and meteors can create hexagon craters.
Yeah, I know somebody that really can create a hexagon. I'm not worried about the craters. I'm just worried about them buildings up there.
The buildings?
Yeah, the buildings. The buildings.
What?
Made out of what they call that stuff? Something 3. What they call
moon dust?
Yeah, they got another name for it. Something 3.
It sounds like science fiction to me.
No, man, it's real, brother.
All right.
It's real. They have. I'm
Abilities
gonna
on the
go on and
moon,
say it.
Elder Apostle?
There are aliens on the moon. There are little boys,
Oh man, we're getting pseudo.
Oh my gosh.
They listen. Christ himself was an alien. Y'all better get in touch with reality.
All right.
So
All right. Let me while I have this up, let me show you.
We got To Cory in the building, everybody.
Oh, love To Cory.
bring them up.
All right.
Oh man, To Cory in the building.
Here is.
Trying to call him too.
I'll show you these quick. So here's a photograph I took of the sun with the solar filter, of just as it was being eclipsed by the moon there in Texas, and then this was during totality there. It's pretty there right there. There you go. Pretty cool picture. Same camera, and then this one here, a friend of mine took in Maine, and you can actually see this is during totality. You can actually see the surface features of the moon. So there's no question that it's the moon that's in front of the sun, because some flat earthers don't believe that for some reason.
I don't know.
And if I can just ask you, MC Tune, that little kind of purplish, is that the Sea of Tranquility at the bottom?
I don't know offhand well enough the features to name them. But if you put this one next to a picture of the full moon, which I don't have handy, you can see how much they match up. So this is my friend Astronomy Live did this, and he actually did make a composite picture that had both this moon picture and a photograph of the full moon, but I don't have it in my. I thought I had it here, but it's on my phone actually. So.
But this was
May I
during
ask
the eclipse.
Can you explain what the Sea of Tranquility is, Queen Apostle?
If you go back to your the last picture you showed, which was awesome, the video actually of the moon.
Oh yeah.
Like where it was moving.
I can get that.
That was great.
Apollo 11.
I'll show you the Sea of Tranquility.
Yeah,
that's the spot where they landed, right?
Yeah, Apollo 11. Yeah.
I don't know. Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sea of Tranquility.
Yeah,
that's the spot.
One guy named Buzz Aldridge. He said they didn't land on the moon.
He said they landed. He did not say that.
No, I got the video.
He didn't say that.
So see right here at the bottom, that little you have a piece of fruit and it has the little part where it's connected to the vine, the little hole or whatever.
It's the mark.
Like we call it a navel, but do you see right there at the bottom, that little tiny circle and those? Can you guys see my cursor?
No.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh,
she got it right at the bottom at that little donut down there.
This is a Sea of Tranquility, and isn't that interesting that it looks like a piece of fruit? Because even if you didn't have all this great footage, you can look at the microcosm, which is actual nature, to know that the Earth is a globe. To see the macrocosm. So this is something that you presented that I really love. So this piece of footage, yeah, that's nice.
I think the Sea of Tranquility is towards the right in the center, and what you're looking at is a different crater.
It's the dark area.
Well, when you say no, it's at the bottom. Well, let me look it up for you.
Yeah,
look it up.
It's at the bottom of the sphere, correct?
No,
I say it's up right.
Yeah, Sea of Tranquility is on the right side, about the middle.
Right.
I'm not pointing right here in this area where you see my cursor.
I don't see your cursor.
Down at the bottom.
I don't see a cursor.
All right.
Let me get
this right here. Here's my cursor. That's not the Sea of Tranquility. Sea of Tranquility is about here.
I'm not saying exactly that area. I'm saying if you look down where that little dot is, this area is the Sea of Tranquility, but I might be wrong. We're going to look it up right now.
Okay.
This whole area, not this specific dot. And you can scroll back. I'm not saying this, but I'm saying in this area with my cursor, I know it as a Sea of Tranquility, but maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's not. Let's look it up.
So this one at the bottom, I think you see my cursor over there on Lion's Den. That is the Tycho crater.
Right.
Yeah.
It's tilted, but it's actually the bottom part of the moon.
Yep.
And you look up to the right in a diagonal line. The Tranquility is right there. And that's where Apollo 11 landed. If it wasn't 11, it was 14. Because 13, that's the one that didn't land. They had to turn around.
Yeah.
They almost didn't make it back. They got help from some aliens to get back. Honestly.
I love this. All
Yeah,
right, so there's
they got help. They got help to get back. They got a lot of assistance. They were not, that thing caught on fire. It burned up the wires. They were not coming back home, y'all. I'm telling you. They got help.
Who helped him? Wait, hold up, Elder. Who helped him get home? Who helped him get home, Elder?
Them aliens, man. Them same, what they call them. It be, what they, I don't want to speak wrong. They got a name, and they come from
The Grays, the Blues, which one?
the Grays. They come from God, I can't think of it.
Poseidon.
No. And see,
Okay.
the thing is, not all Grays are the same. Not they look the same, but they're not. Some of them are ranked by Dracos, by Draco.
Okay.
The reptilians. They're real.
I'm not gonna sit here and laugh because I believe there's something out there
people
greater than so. I
people
do.
mistaken
What do you
them
think
for
about that,
demons.
MC2?
I tell you, this is the opposite end of where I usually deal with flat earthers, because they say nobody ever went to the moon, and you're saying that there's aliens. I love this. This is great.
Yeah, that's the reason why they didn't go back. That's why they stopped. I'm trying to tell you. 17 was the last one. They were told. Didn't you remember hearing not Buzz, but the other guy saying, "Whoa, those babies are so large." And they say, what? He said, they are watching us. He said it on the medical channel. They are there on the crater watching us.
Hey man,
Hey. Over. I'm telling you.
Hey man, hey, you never know. What we got here, MC2?
Can you see the? Okay, so I was wrong. The Sea of Tranquility is up at the top, actually. And so, yes, you're right. This little part down here is, which is great. This is great to have. The Tycho is that little navel, that crater. And then what I thought
right here, Tranquility, it's the same one.
I always thought this bottom, but I'm absolutely wrong. So forgive me. The bottom part, I always thought it was the Sea of Tranquility, but it says the Sea of Islands.
Yeah.
And they're all, isn't that interesting that they're all, most of them are called the Sea of? So yes, I stand corrected. The Tranquility is up here at the right.
Yeah.
This is great. If I could just, so thank you, Apostle and MC Tune. This is so I was talking about the bottom part. I forgot why I said that though. Oh, I just thought this was always the Sea of Tranquility. That's why I was mistaken. So the bottom half is called Sea of Clouds, Sea of Islands. Yeah. So anyway.
And to the north, on the north, if you could rotate south, south on the north, there is a phallic symbol.
There's a what?
A statue that stands like more than 20,000 feet up in the air. They know it. There are things there that look like satellite. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, y'all. I've been seeing this stuff, man. Show.
Where is this? Where is this coming from? This is great.
Oh man, you got to look at Joe Rogan. You got to look at Joe Rogan, man. Y'all, I'm gonna bring the videos out and I'm gonna show y'all.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it up, and most of the stuff is on the dark side. It's really not the dark side. It's just the side we don't see.
Yeah, it's the back side.
The back side.
Right. Or the rear.
A lot of that stuff is back there, man. And if it wasn't for 10, 11, 10, 9 and 10 went up, not to land on the moon, Apollo's 9 and 10. No, 9
T. Earl Grey Hot.
Or was it 8 that died in the ship on the ground? Was that Apollo 8 or 9?
Well, the Apollo 8 did not land.
They
orbited.
Right? Burned. They got burned up, right?
You tell us, Apostle. You tell us.
I know we kind of.
think it was
Go
8.
ahead, Jay.
I think it was
Hold on, Jay got a
809.
question.
No, you was telling me to tell him.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it was
Yeah,
809.
you hear me? You hear
To
me?
Cory's
Here
back.
comes
We have the
Corey
first
Dawson, the
caller.
king of the flat earths. TKO. Hold up, man. Everybody,
Come on, man.
stop
Show
the
your
press.
face, Corey.
To Cory has went into. Hold
I,
up.
I want you to
We
Cory
show
need
has
your
went
to
into
face
turn
right
enemy
it
now.
territory.
to Cory.
I want you to share
Hold
your
up, y'all.
face.
To Cory has went into enemy. Hold up, Ella, real quick. To Cory has went into enemy territory a couple of times to face MC Toon. Now he has him on his own turf. It's about to go down. Go ahead, To Cory.
All right,
Go
To
ahead.
Cory.
I just came by to say what's up, man,
That's all.
and swing by to see what was going on. I see that a recent dead body is on here. You know, I see a recent dead body. Hey, I was looking at the chat in modern day debates, and a lot of them was saying that was the most explosive debate that they seen in a while.
You must have read a different chat than I read.
Nah, I read the one in MDD. I know you brought a whole bunch of your people to come back you up. I know you was hiding behind a whole bunch of your fans
I wasn't
and
hiding.
everything like that.
I was not
Was he
hiding
hiding
behind anything, man.
Corey,
Yeah,
who
you
won that-
was.
who
All
won
your
that debate,
fans
Corey?
who won that debate. Well,
Yeah, who
it
won
wasn't
the
no.
debate?
Well, there was no polls or no judges or nothing like that. You know,
No.
there's no polls or no
Break the
judges.
clock
But
out,
what do you
7,000.
think?
Break
Do you
break
think
the
you
clock out.
lost?
Break the clock out.
What'd you say?
Do you think you lost?
Do I think I lost?
Yeah.
No,
Who do you
I
think
ain't
you
think
won?
I think I won. And
Oh,
here's
you
the
think
thing.
you think you
Here's
won?
here's the thing. A lot of
Let him say
MC
why he won. Let's see what
some
his
of MC
points. Go
Toon
ahead.
people, even said I won, and they glow birthers. And not only just that, but
who
and
said
not only
that?
just that, I don't know who they. I don't really just know their names and stuff like that. But there's like, I guess they your people because there's like MC Toon. He's a good debater, but this guy To Cory and Witsit got him. Some of them in the chat because these people that said I won, some of them wasn't even glow birthers, and none of them know
I-
who I am.
I'm gonna
The people that
ask.
say
I'm
you
gonna ask
won.
their names, man, because I don't think
Listen.
that chat was not
I gotta
liking
go
you.
back.
Clock out.
I gotta go back.
Let's have a 2-minute flash round. Two-minute flash round. Quick.
I gotta go back. Well, I'm not on my laptop. I'm actually coming from work.
But
You know what I'm saying? So I can't screen
Corey,
share.
Corey, tell me, is the moon flat or is the moon a sphere?
Well, it's like
That's
it's not even solid. It's not even solid.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
So it's like
I'm just saying,
it's like
is it
gases.
round or is it
Hold
flat?
up, hold up, man. Y'all gotta let it please, because Cory just he battled with him. I want to hear some of To Cory's points. If
It's
y'all
like
don't
a
mind.
it's like
Let
a
me get it in.
it
Go ahead, To Cory.
it behaves like a hologram. It's like a spherical like hologram.
Oh, it's
That's
not a
what it's
real
like.
thing, though. It's not a real
No,
thing.
no, it is real. Of course, it's real, but it's not solid because we could clearly see the moon. I mean, we could clearly see the daytime sky through the moon in the
You can see
daytime,
it through it.
and we can also see the moon, the nighttime sky through the moon in the nighttime. This is facts. All
Peace,
y'all
To
gotta
Cory.
do, all you gotta do is
convinced
just
yourself
look
of
at it.
that.
Now, when I debated, when I asked, hold on, wait a minute. When I
Right.
asked MC Toon this in our first debate, I asked MC Toon, why is the blue sky through behind? I mean, why can't we see the blue sky behind the moon in the daytime? This man said that's not the blue sky in the moon. That's not the blue sky that you seeing. That's the blueness of the sky. What the heck that even
That's right.
mean? Ain't that the blue sky?
That's
Do
the
you
right
think
answer.
you did
Yeah.
that, man?
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a quick question?
I just want, please, y'all. I want To Cory to go back and forth. Unless y'all gonna debate To Cory on flat Earth.
Okay, I'm gonna mute up. I'm gonna mute up.
If you got one flat Earth up here and y'all trying to triple team him, let
I'm
To
a-
Cory the man build. Please.
I'm gonna mute up. I'm gonna mute
Go
up.
ahead. Ask your question, Jay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. If the moon isn't solid, then what is it?
I just told you what it was.
It's
I literally
cheese.
just told you.
Cheese.
Cheese, yeah.
It's cheese.
I
Swiss
literally
cheese.
just told you what it was.
Then I
It's
hope
like
you got rat.
it's like a gaseous body. It's like a hologram gaseous body. Because you can even tell by the patterns on the moon. Like you get the same type of angle of that pattern on the moon from different directions from from a 360-degree angle, and it does not shift from your perspective. It does not shift from another perspective.
Teach To Cory.
Everybody get that same perspective of that pattern in that moon every
I
time.
must not be
A
looking
rock,
at the moon.
a
I
rock,
must
listen,
not be looking at
a
the moon.
rock with no patterns on it don't behave like that. If you stand 45 degrees adjacent or any degrees that's 0 or 180 degrees accurate and in line with that pattern, it's gonna shift in your perspective because you're not directly in front of it. But no matter where we at, we see that pattern facing you directly. Now, Professor Dave, he had an analogy where he said the reason that we always see the face of the moon on the globe
You
is
see through
simply
that.
due to the fact it's simply due to the fact that the spin of the earth is acting as the orbital pattern of the moon. So you're gonna get that same face every time. But if that's the case, then like it's acting the same as the rotation of the earth. The rotation of the earth is acting the same as the moon. So you're gonna always get that you always gonna get that face. But then if that's the case, then you won't even the moon wouldn't even be on the other side of the earth. But we know that the moon goes on both sides of the earth. So you can't explain that on a sphere. You can't explain that on the globe. You can't explain that on a rock, on a solid rock that's floating up in the air. And number two, the rocks
Tell him, To
doesn't
Cory.
float. Number two, rocks doesn't float. That's number two. Rocks got too much high density level to even float. Now I know he's gonna say something like the moon is way in space 250,000 miles away, but the moon wouldn't even be able to orbit, period, even though they want to say gravity. The moon wouldn't even be able to orbit, period, due to the fact that uh you have to have drag in order for things to move. You also
No, you
have to
don't.
have thrust to be able to move.
No, you don't. All right.
And that requires a medium.
Do I get to talk
And
now,
that,
But
To
at,
Cory?
but at the same time, you've never
No, no,
been
no,
to
no, no,
space.
no.
hold on,
Please,
bro.
everybody. I don't listen. Please, I want. Please, y'all.
Okay. I'm
Please,
muting
I
up.
want.
I'm muting up.
We
I'm gonna mute
finally
up.
got a
I'm gonna
flat
mute up.
earther up here. Be tuned. I want them. I'm not trying to be rude, but I want To Cory and him to go back and forth a little bit, please, and then we can. And I'm not trying to be mean. I promise you. But can him and To Cory just go back a little bit, just please? It's the
Cemetery.
first flat earther that's brave enough. You know, he's confident in his information. He's good
Yeah.
with numbers.
Good for To Cory.
And I just want them two to go back and forth just for a little
I'm
bit.
gonna
Then
I'm gonna
everybody's
mute up
then we got
7,000.
Earth
I'm gonna
like,
mute up. I'm gonna mute up.
All right. Well, this
All right, thank
To
you.
Cory, that this obviously, very clearly, is not a plasma, a gas, or anything like that. This is what we see all the time. It's been the same for centuries. And here's some photographs. You can see shadows. You don't see shadows like this on gases. Gases vary constantly. This is the same. You take that picture every day. It's the same. You take it
Your screen is
10
not
years from now.
sharing.
I'm not sharing the screen.
No, sir. You're not. Now you are.
I didn't change anything.
Hold on. Wait. Here we go.
All right.
Wait. I think it's. Let's do it like this right now.
There
Go
you
ahead.
Okay. So I'll go back to this one just to point it out. That's not what gases look like. And then these you can clearly see shadows, and you can see features that are moving, that are at the top there, top picture. You can see that the Mare Humboldtian, whatever that is called. And then in the bottom picture, you can see it's behind the sphere of the moon. And you don't see the blue sky behind the moon. You see the blue sky in front of the moon. But people at the same time can always see the full moon like this. I mean, it's not the full moon because it's not all lit, but they can see the whole circle of the moon all the time.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I only see the close-up views. Oh, now we see
how's
it.
that? There, I forgot to switch it. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thanks for reminding me. So there's a picture of the. So you could just take, if you have a good camera, you can set the exposure to get the picture. There's another one there. There's another one there. There's another one there. You never see the sky behind the moon. It's always in front of the moon, and it's always blocking things. There's nothing ever seen through the moon. Some flat earthers have claimed you can see stars through the moon. This is never the case. Here is Venus being blocked by the moon, even though you can't see the edge of it there, right? You might say, oh, that's the sky behind the moon. No, it's the sky in front of the moon. It's just the blue of the sky. The sky has some blue to it when the sun is shining. And so there you see Venus going, and then it gets blocked by it. Even though you can't see the edge of the moon, it's there because Venus disappeared. So there you go. Thanks, To Cory.
Nah, I know you just didn't sit here and
But
say that.
1 second, To Cory, I'm sorry to interrupt, but JJ, can you address this right here, this comment, MC Tune?
That it's CGI?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't know how they could identify that was CGI over YouTube, but
No, he's talking about the one that you showed the moon at night in a closer zoom.
the like this one,
No, go back.
that one.
It's the one that keep going back. I tell
That
you to
one?
stop. Keep going back. I tell you,
That
keep
one.
going. Keep going.
That's it. I'm back around to the
Bro,
beginning.
come on, MC Tune. There was one where you had the moon at night where the sky was black and you showed close-ups of the moon with the craters there.
Oh,
That's
that
the one
one.
he's talking about.
All right, hold on. This one?
Yes. He
Okay.
said this is CGI.
Well, you could take a picture of this with the Nikon P1000. I've done it myself. It's not that difficult. Anybody can do it. So, I think you'd make yourself look foolish if you're going to claim something like this as CGI, because then anybody can replicate it.
Okay, can I say something now since that was addressed?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The
Hey, well,
fact
hold
that
on,
you
real
said
quick. Hold up, To Cory, real quick. Now, y'all got to be putting up some To Cory comments. I know I'm just seeing some negative ones.
That was
but
To
some good
Cory's
ones out there.
comment, the CGI. The guy was going against MC Tune.
Okay, all right. And one more thing, Babylon Don, you are a flat earther. You need to get up here and talk that talk. Come on, the link is in the chat, Babylon Don. I know you're a flat earther, ain't it, To Cory?
yeah, he's a
Don
flat
is
earther.
Yeah,
Don't
get up
tell
here,
me
Babylon.
Babylon Dunn is a flat earther. Don't tell me that.
Yes, he is.
No, don't tell me.
Okay, can I say something now?
Yeah, go ahead, To Cory.
Okay, so check
The
this
Earth
out.
is
He
life
said
is
that the
you.
sky is behind the moon.
No, I didn't.
Bro, are you really gonna?
The sky is in
you
front of
said
the
that you said the sky is in front of the moon.
Yes. Yeah.
Hold on. So wait a minute. If the sky in front of the moon, then are you telling me that the sky would be less than 250,000 miles to the Earth? Because in our perception, we are looking at, according to you, we're looking at the sky in front of the moon,
Yeah.
meaning that the moon would be behind the sky, meaning that according to our perception, which
Bad
shows in
Babylon.
reality that the sky will be closer to the Earth than the darn moon.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's
that
right.
don't make no sense, bro.
That's right. That's how it is. Yeah.
Hold on, the sky is closer to the. Bro, I never heard this before. I never heard the sky be. So how close to the Earth is the sky?
See, Tune, you got some explaining to do.
And the sky, the Kármán line is 62 miles up or 100 kilometers up. That's where there's essentially not enough air for powered lift-based flight, and there's not much air past that. So the sky is the air. So you got about 62 miles of sky before it turns into essentially nothing.
Oh shit! I'm gonna clip this shit.
Yeah, please do.
With Goldberg.
No profanity, To Cory.
My bad. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clip this. This gonna be when Globies go wrong.
Oh, well,
I
then
never heard this.
certainly
I
you
never
have.
heard this a day in my life.
Yeah. All right. Let's see the evidence then that you have.
So
contradicting
the
it.
sky. Hold on, wait a minute. The sky is you say 62 miles up in the air.
Yeah, that's where the air ends. Is essentially ends. There's not
So the
much
sky
past
is
that.
the air. The
Yeah,
sky
that's
is
what-
the air. So
Yeah, that's what's
so,
causing the
Hold
blue.
up, To Cory.
Yeah, that's what's
so
causing the
the
blue.
sky
To
is
Cory.
the air. Okay,
I
so
got a
watch
question
this.
whenever you finish.
So watch this. You say that the sky is the air. First
Earth
of all,
like
we know
the
that air is small particles of gas that you can't even see
Yeah.
and you can't even detect.
You can detect
we know
it.
that. Listen. We know the fact. So according to you, when they landed on the moon, they went past the sky.
Yes.
They went past the sky. But
Correct.
what is that blackness that's behind? What's that blackness that's around space? That's what's that blackness that's around space? I thought that was the sky. So
No.
all of a sudden now the air is the sky.
I'm sorry, To Cory, I'm sorry that you were misinformed, but no, the blackness is not the sky.
So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. So you mean since the sky is the air, are you telling me that when it blows, you telling me that the sky is moving our hair and things like this and things like that?
So
what about this?
Yeah,
hold on, wait a minute.
Cory, no, I get an answer, To Cory. You've asked a lot, you've talked a lot.
Answer that.
All right, so this all started with you wondering about why we see the blue. The blue is because of Rayleigh scattering in the air. Rayleigh scattering is a property of light bouncing off small particles, the particles that are oxygen and nitrogen primarily in the air. That's what's causing the blue. That's the sky that we're talking about. Now, if you use a broader definition of sky to just be everything up, then yeah, you could use that as a definition of sky. You maybe want to use a word like expanse. That might be a little better word than just sky. So the expanse is everything between the surface of the earth and as far away as you can imagine.
All right, okay, y'all. Real quick, I'm gonna let y'all go back and forth, but we got brother. I don't see your name no more. Go ahead, brother, at the bottom. What's your name again?
Earth is life.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Hey, so To Cory, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I got a question for you. So you, let's say two people are looking at the moon, right, at the same time at nighttime. One person is in California, right? The other person is in New York. Don't you think on a flat Earth that one of those people will be seeing the back of the moon?
No, the moon is not solid. That's why I say y'all got to stop superimposing the globe Earth ideology on flat Earth ideology.
Okay, so if the moon is not solid, how did you determine the moon wasn't solid?
Like I just told you, one, because we could see the sky behind the moon. The moon ain't 60 miles up. The sky ain't 60 miles up in the air, and the moon is way above that. Just like MC Toon trying to superimpose, we can clearly see the sky behind the moon, and not only just that,
I've never seen the sky behind the moon.
Hold on, dude. Let me.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Dang. And then you also not only just that, but if you look at a Nikon P900, because I had a video that I showed in my debate against Zion when they looked through the Nikon P900 and they saw stars through the moon. You can't see stars
through no
dark
never happened.
Okay. Actually, I got the video still.
No, you don't.
I still got
it. Doesn't exist. That video doesn't exist.
Okay.
Hold on. I've taken hundreds of pictures of the moon. I've never seen stars. I've never seen stars through the moon, and I've taken hundreds of pictures. How is it that these other people that you're mentioning have taken pictures of stars to the moon, but
you'd see it every picture
for some reason I've
stars.
never taken pictures of stars to the moon?
So here's the thing, because I can actually show the video.
No, you can't.
I guess you weren't trying to see the stuff.
You're never going to show it.
We should see stars to the moon
you
all
won't
the time.
Find it.
Okay,
You'll
so
have an
here's
excuse.
the thing.
You'll have an excuse to not find it.
Who is that speaking anyway?
Yeah, please, one at a time, please. Go ahead, To Cory and the brother Earth is life. Let's let them go back and forth for a little bit, please.
I was just saying, we should see stars through the moon all the time if what you're saying is true.
You do see stars through the moon all the time.
Never.
You just weren't trying to see them. They like little small light specks. They're like little small light specks. You know them little light specks that you see behind the moon. If you take your Nikon P900 and you zoom in closely to the moon, you can actually see the little small specks behind the moon. That's not the moon. That's the stars that's behind the moon. You can actually see some of those stars. And number two, since we know for a fact that the moon ain't solid, because like I said about the shape the design that's on the moon, you can clearly see that the design on the moon is always in that same particular angle in every direction. That don't happen on no solid rock with a design on it. Hold on,
let me
dude.
tell you how it. Go ahead,
bro. Hold on,
kind of
dude.
monologuing
Listen.
right now. Go ahead.
Listen.
He'll never stop.
Cause listen, when you go on one side of the moon, you're not gonna see a direct, you're gonna always see that direct. I mean, you're gonna always see that direct face facing directly at you. You go to the other
Hmm.
side, it's gonna be just like that too.
There's a
On in
reason
front
why.
of it, it's gonna
There's
be,
a reason.
bro. That's why I don't, bro.
Okay, I'm about to get the
Bro, it's
clock
a.
out.
I'm
Okay,
telling you,
okay.
Yeah,
I'm
get the
telling you
Corey, you
clock
got
why.
out.
1 minute, and then let the brother come in.
Okay.
We getting
Yeah,
we trying to talk over each
you
other.
got.
And
Yeah, I'm
people are
telling
not
you why.
learning.
Because he's about to explain. He about to try to explain the fact that he gonna try to make a rock seem. He gonna try to make those patterns on the rock seem like they not behaving as a hologram. Like, so
No,
when
no,
you
I'm
look
gonna.
at the angle,
Okay.
this dude ain't got no discipline, bro.
I mean, you've been
Hold on, let
talking.
people. But hold up, brother. Earth
I
is
would have
what
been
like.
finished.
Just let them get 1 minute, and then I promise you can get 1 minute. So nobody interrupt each other. Just write down
Yeah,
your
he's
little thoughts.
interrupting it. He's
Yeah, and
interrupting to
that's
throw me off what I'm trying to say. That's what he's trying to do. So here's
okay.
the
Go ahead,
thing.
Corey.
When you look at the designs on the moon, if the moon is a rock on the design, I mean with a design on there, you supposed to see when you on a different side of the moon and you not 180 degrees adjacent to that moon, you're gonna see the side view of it. You're not gonna look at it as if it's the front view. But everybody from different angles is always looking at that front view at the same time. They're always looking at that front view at the same time. Patterns on solid objects don't work like that. It only
30
works
seconds
like that
remaining.
if it's a what'd you say, JJ?
30 seconds remaining.
Oh, yeah, yeah, so that's facts. All you gotta do is just look at the moon, and everybody that's in different areas of the earth, they're gonna look at the patterns of the moon facing directly towards them. They're not gonna see a shift when they're away from the front of the moon. They're not gonna see any of that. They just gonna see that same face facing in that same direct angle and completely,
15
I mean, and
seconds.
nothing else. That's it.
Now go ahead. Nobody interrupt the brother. And then once he go, I want MC Tune to get back in. I think, and then Apostle can go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Like I said before, I've taken hundreds of pictures of the moon. I've never seen stars through the moon. Yes, I do. I own a P900. I've never seen stars through the moon. Two, if you if you think about why everyone on Earth sees only one side of the moon, think about this. If two people are standing in a parking lot and they both looking at a car, and that car is, I don't know, a mile away, they're both only going to see one side of that car. If they walk 10 feet to the left or the right, they're still going to see that same side of the car. The same thing with the moon. The moon is really far away, so anywhere you go on Earth, everyone is going to see the same side of the moon. And also, if you're claiming that the moon is small and local to the Earth, somebody's going to see the back of the moon. There's no reason for anybody to be seeing the same side of the moon if the moon is supposedly small and
30
local.
seconds
People will be seeing different sides of the moon. So, and your claim about it being some sort of projection or a hologram, where is it being projected from? I'm done.
Yeah, you
You
just
left
moved the
15, you left
goalpost
about
with that
20
question.
seconds on your clock. All right. MC Tune, did you want to get in? Or you want To Cory to respond? Do you want to show anything else?
Oh
After
yeah,
this?
I'll
I don't want you to give all your stuff away because
Yeah.
because Sanchez peeking around in the bushes some goddamn.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
I'll say
yes.
I got right here a Nikon P1000, better than the 900, and never seen a star through the moon. But if the moon is not solid, then you must see stars through it all the time. In fact, To Cory, I was giving you crap because I know that video does not exist. Never ever have stars been seen through the moon. Now, let me make it really clear. Every star that you can see has a name, and every star that you can see has had its position identified accurately. So just name the stars. Think about this. If you think you see a star through the moon, it's got a name. And people that know what they're talking about will ask, what's the name? I'm asking. Right? There are pictures that some people have taken where there's dead pixels in their camera. And it wasn't a Nikon P900, but it doesn't matter. Dead pixels happen where they always just are bright 100%. Or sometimes they're at different colors. Sometimes it's red, sometimes it's blue. because the pixel is dead just for that particular color, and it just gives you 100%. Or sometimes they're dead pixels. Sometimes people call them live pixels. Like they are always just, they're hot pixels. So anyway, no, it's never happened To Cory. Get that video. Stop talking. Go get that video. You won't. There you go.
So you just gonna sit here and you just gonna sit here and just ignore the fact that I said I'm not by my laptop.
I don't care.
That's what you're gonna do.
I'm just saying you will never give me that video.
When I
get when
I drop that video, what you gonna say?
I will say,
knowing you gonna make an excuse.
You didn't drop that video. You never will because it doesn't exist.
You gonna? Oh, so what if I drop the video? What you gonna say when I drop the video?
I don't need to. I don't need to answer that question because I know you never will.
All right, hold on real quick, debaters. Now, let me everybody. These two, they debated a couple of times, so it's not like they don't know each other's work. To Cory has actually debated a PhD over there on your channel. So I mean, don't take To Cory.
I don't know if I'd call that a debate. That was a
discussion.
Oh, okay, but the PhD gave him some props, didn't he? That's what I heard. So
you gave me some props. I don't know if MC Toon gonna acknowledge that admit that because according to
Cory,
MC
I am
flat
nice
earthers,
to you, man.
According to MC
that.
Toon, flat earthers are not supposed to be intelligent. According to MC Toon,
no, he actually did. He actually did give you props. He said you're probably the only one that knows how to do math. I remember him saying that.
Best at math. Best at math.
Yeah, he's good with numbers.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Jubilees down like that. Yeah,
but I think he's just a little bit misled. That's all.
So
you say what?
World is Earth.
No, but you can't prove that I'm misled. But I can prove that you misled.
Hold up. Let me ask the brother a question. So, do you frequent over there on MC Toon's channel, or do you know where you can find him?
Who MC? Is that to me?
Yes,
Earth is Life. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm on MC Toon's channel all the time.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well.
Yeah,
Okay,
I actually have a channel. I'm sorry.
Earth is Life. Don't forget to subscribe to JJ7000's other channel. Drop the links. This channel and vice versa. Everybody subscribe to MC Toon. Drop the links, please. Mods.
Yes. And subscribe to my channel too. I got a channel too. Subscribe to me.
Put your channel in the back chat, and then Nepal, she'll put it out for the people.
But make sure you subscribe to this channel because we're gonna have MC Toon over here a lot more. We're gonna get Sanchez to debate. To Cory is very formidable. I think that when you kill the head, though, all the rest will wither away.
You got to cut the heads off the snakes and watch the body drop.
That's right, brother.
Now that snake line is from a rapper that I was listening to. Like
To Cory,
yo,
do you have one of these?
Nika and P900?
Huh? No.
Nika.
No.
What you got out there?
This ain't no Nikon. This not a Nike. This ain't a Nikon. You see how that moves?
Okay, what about it?
Oh, that's a equatorial mount.
It's a motorized mount.
Put the big screen on, Jay. Put the big screen on.
I got the power working on 1s and 2s tonight.
Oh yeah, it's an equatorial mount. Yeah, nice.
That's $1,000 worth of equipment right there. I can program this to whatever thing in the sky.
Yep.
And it'll go there automatically. I looked at the moon and just about everything through that. You can't see through the moon. I don't know who told you that lie.
Tell them.
And the whole moon may be hollow.
So what do you account for the blue? So what do you account for the blue?
All right, Cory, let him finish real quick.
The moon may be hollow.
No, I'm gonna give him 1 minute. Go ahead.
The moon may be hollow or maybe not, but the Earth is hollow as well.
What?
The Earth.
Hold up, y'all. He got
has cavities in it.
I'll give you that. Okay.
Cavities in it. You know, just like the moon, maybe. That don't mean anything. But you can't see through the Earth. You can't see through the moon. Okay? And until you look at something with your own eyes, I don't want to hear it.
Exactly. Stop looking at other people's
Okay,
videos
so
and,
check this out.
Let Corey respond, please, and then I'll let the next person go.
Cause you
Go ahead,
about to
Corey.
say something very hypocritical. Second of all, what do you account for the blue sky that we all can see right
The blue
behind the moon?
sky
That
is
it's
shit.
just
blue.
the
The
atmosphere.
sky, the
Whoa,
sky
whoa, whoa,
appears
hold
to
up,
be
Elder
blue.
Apostle. Come on, he gave you, he let you speak.
He asked
Come
me
on,
a
y'all.
question.
But did he?
Yeah.
No,
I
no,
think
He
he
said,
I
did,
what
wasn't
Corey.
do
finished. I wasn't finished.
Elder, come on, please. We got a new
you
audience.
just asked me a
Come on.
question, man. I don't.
Yeah, I wasn't finished though.
I
You
didn't know
wasn't
that.
finished though, Elder.
I
If we
know a
can't
lot
get
of globe
hold up,
earthers are
everybody.
emotional
If
tonight.
we can't
I
give
know a lot
everybody
of
1
globe
minute of
earthers are
talk,
emotional.
listen, hold up, To Cory, please. If we can't give everybody 1 minute of talk time, 1 minute, that's 60 seconds. Let's have respect for a person. We may not agree with each other, but still have respect for the 1 minute. That's all I ask. Come on, y'all. All right, go ahead, To Cory. 1 minute, that's all. Go ahead, To Cory. You
Yeah.
got 1 minute.
Okay. I won't. Dang. I would ask MC Tune to pull up that other picture of because that picture because they say that's not the sky. They really saying that that's not the sky, but that is indeed the sky. Due to the fact that that part of the moon that is dark in the daytime always take the same exact color as the sky all the time. That's not no shadow. Because one thing that we know about shadows is shadows don't take the color as the sky. That's number one.
Nobody
Number
says it's a
two,
shadow.
it's a
You got 30
actually they
seconds
did
left, y'all.
actually
Yeah,
the dark they did say the dark part of the moon was
it's
actually the shadow.
it's in
That's what they
shadow.
actually
It's in
said.
shadow, but Earth
But
is
Come
still
on,
hold
y'all.
on,
shining
hold
on
Come
it.
on,
on.
come on, MC Tool. Give me his 30
See, I
seconds.
told you the
All right.
globe earthers are emotional tonight. So check this out.
To
So here's
Cory
the
setting
thing.
it on fire. Go ahead, To Cory.
So here's the thing. So here's the thing right here. We know that that the moon is not solid because you got to account for the perspective that we all see of the same shape of the moon in different directions and different angles of the earth every day. And it don't never shift to the side. Our perceptions never shifted to the side. Our perception never shifted in a different direction. It's always staying directly in front of you. Like I said, that is not how solid objects work. If you
15
stand on the
seconds
side of a
remaining.
solid
15
object,
seconds
if you
remaining.
stand on the side of an object, different side of the object, with a design on it, you're gonna see the design in a different angle due to your, due to your position and your perspective of that. But because it's holographic, it could be in the same perception every
And
time from
time.
different views.
Question.
Time. Right.
So I guess he
Question.
Hey,
changed
so
his
we've been on
mind
for
by
2
asking me
hours. I want
questions
MC
then.
Toon to hold on, hold on, Elder. Hold on, Elder. I know you want to get in. I don't want MC Toon to give away all his meat and potatoes right now. So Sanchez, I know you peeking around in the bushes, man, but you're gonna have to come out of the bushes and face MC Toon like a man. But so let's give everybody one more little round of 1 minute apiece, and then we're gonna close this up, MC Toon, because I don't want you to give away all your stuff because he's taking notes right now.
All
So
right. Well,
go ahead.
He's got too much to
Who
give
was
away.
next?
all right. You want me to go now?
Yeah, you can go. Go
All
ahead.
right. So To Cory made some claims about what portion of the moon you should see if you're very far away. So I would like to just see, this is just a geometry problem. To Cory's fine at math. I would like to see To Cory show the math, the geometry about the moon, which is 280,000 miles away, and two different observers on extreme portions of the Earth. They would be somewhere in the vicinity of 8,000 miles apart from each other, and then show the actual geometry of what different portion of the Earth, how much of the moon they would see. I know you don't have it handy right now. Do it on your own time and then show me what percentage difference or what angle difference that would happen, because you've made claims about that but never supported your evidence. So if you're as good at math as I keep saying you are, then you should be able to do that. So again, I will just reiterate, if the moon is a hologram or a projection or something like that, then we should always see things through it. And finally, the reason why we see blue is because of Rayleigh scattering. You can look it up on your own time. It's just that particular wavelength of light is scattered by the small particles and the other wavelength is not. Seconds. There you go. Thanks.
All right, he yielded a couple of seconds. Yeah, I'm talking about, y'all. 1 minute of talk time ain't that long to hold your tongue, man. All right, now who was next?
Let me go next.
Go ahead, Elder Apostle. The Lions Den discussion champion is in the building.
Before
Go ahead,
you
champ.
add my time, I want MC Toon to show the map, to show them the video of the picture of the moon in the sun with the blue sky. Show that again. And I'm explaining to him why it looks like you seeing the sky through the moon. Why that looks like that. Show that picture.
All right. Yeah, he's pulling it up. And then everybody, hey, I'm almost close to 200 subscribers. I just started a new channel like a week and a half ago. So, man, hey, come on, y'all.
That's good, man.
People.
That's good.
Hold up, Elder. Timing is everything. Hold up.
I said that's good. I'm complimenting you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
There's a few. Is this the one?
No, the big one. The bigger one. Keep going.
Ahead. 1 minute start.
Keep going.
Go ahead, Elder.
Keep going. No, keep going. Keep going. Keep going to the dark. It's the moon in the daylight. The big moon in the daylight. No.
I'm going through all the ones that I've
We'll go through it again. It might have been the one with Venus.
With Venus, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was that one.
There's Venus, yeah.
Right, there you go.
The reason why it looks like the sky is disappearing, I mean, the moon is disappearing on the left because the sun is shining through the right. This is what you call shadow casting and foreshadow. The sun is shining on the right and it's blurring out this side of the moon. However, you can still see Venus at the bottom of it, and you see Venus looks like it disappears. It doesn't. It's just that the moon is blocking it. So that's not seeing the sky.
30 seconds remaining.
That's not seeing the sky through the moon. That is the color of the sky reflected, casting a shadow on the moon as the sun is shining from the opposite side. That's all that is. And if you ever look at the moon on the daytime, that's
15 seconds.
Cory, you making this stuff up as you go. Please, son, you're more intelligent than that.
Don't say.
Okay, can I say something now?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you respond. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to tell you, man. We have some decent people who bringing out some good information, man. Let's just respect each other's time. Go ahead, To Cory. Get your 1 minute in to respond to Apostle, and then we're gonna let Earth is Life come in, and Jay's Great or Napar, whoever else want to come in. I'm trying to keep the order and keep it fair. Go ahead, To Cory.
Okay, so I'm just listening, and both of the globe earthers are actually contradicting themselves and can't stand on their own ideology. One of them actually said that it wasn't the shadow, that the moon don't have a shadow, that there's no shadow on the moon. Now here's another globe earther that's saying there is a shadow on the moon. This is why globe earthers every time. See, I told you. Now these folks gonna have to debate. Which one is it? Do the moon has do the earth cast a shadow on the moon, or do it not cast a shadow on the moon? You globe earthers can't even get y'all stuff together, but you talk about us flat earthers. You talk about us flat earthers, but we always keep our stuff together. Y'all don't keep y'all stuff together. You see, when you lie on top of a lie on top of a lie, you constantly contradict yourself. Apostle also talked about the sun shining on the moon. First of all, he don't know anything about the waning crescent moon, because the waning crescent moon light actually shine opposite from the sun on a different side of the moon. So you telling me that light skips? But I guess Apostle don't know anything about his model. I guess Apostle don't know anything about his model because he just stayed in school and never learned anything in school. But I'm gonna have to teach them about their model on the moon also, and a half crescent. Are you telling me that light skip?
Time. All right, ladies and gentlemen. To Cory is a bad dude, man. He taking on all you See, Sanchez, this is what you supposed to be doing. Instead, you're hiding up under the bed in the fetal position with your thumb in your mouth. See, over here at the Lions Den, we get it in. All right, man. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have to wrap this up. I want everybody to get some closing statements. Like I said, we've been on for 2 hours and 19 minutes. I really enjoyed it. I hope MC Tune crowd enjoyed it. This will not be the last time that we can build like this, because we might have to get to Cory and MC. I'm gonna show y'all a debate tomorrow. I want to recap the debate y'all had. They also did a debate in the Lions Den. That was pretty good as well. But go ahead. Let's let everybody go around, and then MC2, you get the final word. You and two. So Apostle, Earth is Life, or Jay the Great, one of y'all.
All right.
Ahead,
so I just want to thank y'all for allowing me to jump on here. It's been a pleasure. So as for the flat earthers, instead of sitting in your house and just watching other flat earth videos, what you should do, instead of doing that, go outside, get yourself a camera, get yourself a telescope like my man has here. Go out and look at some things. Stop just relying on what you've seen, what videos you've seen from other flat earthers, right? Because that ain't gonna get you nowhere. That's not research. Research is actually going out there and seeing things, like looking at the moon, looking at the star, trying to figure out why exactly the moon looks the way it does. Why does the stars rotate the way they do? Why is it that when I look at buildings at 15 miles away, they're cut in half? These are the things you should be doing instead of just sitting here looking at these flat earth videos, and they're the ones that are deceiving you. They're the ones that are deceiving you. It's not us. We're trying to tell you, hey, what you're saying is wrong, and this is why you're wrong. Okay? That's all I gotta say. Keep an open mind.
All right. Hey, Sister Nepal, can you go ahead and put Judy got this statement on the screen right there? Yeah. She said, y'all have been a breath of fresh air for us at MC Tune Live. Blessings to y'all. Yeah, we enjoying y'all too. I've been over at the other crowd too, man. So this what JJ 7000 do. That's my I bring the gap between the bridges and glue them, get them glued together. That's what I do. Because if I was a biased guy, I wouldn't have nothing but Israelites in my chats or on the platform. JJ, I can deal with atheists, Muslims, Jews, Christians, black woman guy, 5%ers, flat earthers, round earthers, square earthers, you name it. 7,000 will let you speak and get your information out there, but don't get mad if somebody challenges it. But we do it respectfully.
Right, and don't forget to subscribe to JJ 7000 TV. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I did put in soon as well. I will do it again. So yeah, thank you for being here.
Don't forget my channel also, Earth is Life.
Oh, you can drop your link, my friend.
Oh, my bad. I got you.
Put it in the private chat.
Yes. Okay. So let's do that.
And for those who like Apostles Zaquan over there at MC2, hey, subscribe to Apostles Zaquan TV. You know, To Cory has a channel. We gonna all share each other channels and mix and mingle with each other, man. Because life is too short to be, mad at each other over information. And for those that's threatening MC Tune, y'all to be ashamed of yourself. You flat earthers. What's wrong with y'all, man? He just bringing out information.
Yeah, don't do that, man. Don't
Oh,
do
MC Tune, I gotta tell you this, bro. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. Hey, we cool and stuff, but I understand that your audience are globe earthers and they oppose flat earthers. But tell them to cut down on the racist stuff. I roast them up real bad. Because a lot of
absolutely, I'm with you
I'm just gonna keep it a buck because that ain't cool. That make me don't even want to go back over there.
You see, that's the thing. That's why I'm trying to bridge the gap, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, y'all.
I heard one of them. I heard one of them talk about. I came from the KFC community. All type of stuff like that. Little dumb shit like that.
Don't even repeat it. It's not even
for everybody on your chat, man.
So let me say this.
But I'm saying MC Tune can kind of get his. They listen to him, so yeah. Come on, y'all. Let's cut that out, and let's kind of. Let's build respect for adults, because that's why I want to do this and bridge the gap between different cultures. That's what what I'm saying.
Yep.
Because that's all I'm saying, man. So yeah, we gonna work on that, To Cory, and hopefully they'll work on that as well. Go ahead. Who didn't get a final word? Apostle, did you have anything to say?
No, I'm good, man. Enjoy it.
Okay. Jay the Great, the Snake, Lions Insecurity. You got anything to say, sir?
Oh yeah. tune into this channel for topics like these and topics. You know what I mean? Let us know what you want to hear, what you want to talk about, and we'll hash it out and talk it out like men. And if you sound stupid, you know what I mean, everybody will hear it. You know what I'm saying? You speak for yourself.
Right. Okay. To Cory, go ahead and get your final word. And because this is the MC Tunes show, we're gonna let him get the final word. Go ahead, family.
Yeah, my advice to Globe Earthers is if you're gonna say something, make sure y'all stay one accord with what y'all say. Um, no, that's number one. And number two, what is the next shape of the earth? Because I heard y'all got a new shape coming out in 10 years. It ain't gonna no longer be an
It ain't so.
oblate spheroid. Make up y'all mind on what shape of the earth is it, and if y'all really
You gotta
believe
make up
that
your
the earth is, if y'all really believe that the earth is a sphere and not flat, then keep it out of your documents and stop making technology and other things like that in transportational system based off the flat earth. And also account for the motion of the earth when y'all make some new planes. I'm
Teach to
done.
Cory. All right. See, tomorrow I'm gonna have a special treat for y'all. We're gonna go ahead and air that debate between these two warriors, flat versus round. Man, I didn't see it yet. I'm not even gonna peek at it till tomorrow. I want to see it. I want to have a live reaction. See, Sanchez, To Cory got way more heart than you. You're sitting up there hiding behind the ones and twos with your little raps and your little ad homs. And all JJ asked you to do, even talked about me. What I do? I'm just trying to get you guys in the ring, man. I didn't do nothing wrong. You start marking me, but I can take it, man. I can take it. But like I say, Sanchez, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You claim to be the top guy that's teaching flat earth. To Cory's new, as far as, people getting to know him. But we've been knowing you in the community for a long time, Sanchez. And we've been listening to you. Now, finally, you got an opponent that's in front of you. And you ain't even ready for it. You want to talk about us like we setting you up and doing you wrong. We love you, Sanchez. You see what I'm saying? But don't get upset just because we're trying to make this happen. All right, Aaron Reese, go ahead and subscribe to JJ7000, JJ7K TV. Yeah. All right, go ahead, brother MC Tune. Go. You got the final word, man. And then the pod, if you don't mind, I want to hear that Toughest Environment by Neo Love when we get up out of here.
All right. Well, this was all really about trying to shake the tree, but you said it better. It's Bro Sanchez isn't up in a tree. He's under his bed, hiding. He's got the dust bunnies down underneath there. He's got some dirty socks down under there with him.
I'll say that
And he's got some other stuff I'm not going to mention down there with him. But I'm going to say this. It's time to step up, bro. Time to step. You can tell I'm serious because it took off the glasses. Everything's blurry. It doesn't matter. I can clearly see the cowardice.
Ain't playing with you.
The cowardice there, bro Sanchez. I'm kidding, man. Just time to stop running.
Yeah.
Let's have it out at a place where you don't get to mute everybody, where we need to have equal time. So that's it, bro. Let's make it happen.
That's right, man.
Hey,
Sanchez, stop trying to play the race card. Don't do that, man. This is about information. I know you said something the other day. Yeah, y'all capping for him, and no, we just want to hear the information. That's all. It ain't got nothing to do with color. Go ahead. I think that was it, man. Everybody said what they had to say. So
I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
MC Tunes, what's that in the background? Is that a Saturn V rocket?
Yeah, that's a Lego Saturn V. There, okay. I do it because it triggers the flatties.
Right, AG, that's old.
And then this is pretty cool. This is a Voyager 1 that somebody 3D printed and shipped to me. So that's the one.
That's the furthest man-made satellite out in space, right?
Yeah. That's the one that just sent back the message from the aliens.
It's been
that right there.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It just sent back the message from the aliens.
They must have fixed it, right?
Know that they coming. The aliens are coming.
They coming.
I want to be the first to welcome our new alien overlords.
Yeah.
I think we should do a show on that, man. Is the government really hiding the aliens from us? Do they know something that we don't know?
They
Hey,
are
bro,
on the
Sanchez
wrong
said he would
side.
debate Michael Toon.
Yeah, he say
What?
that, but that's what we've been trying to set up to Corey. What is he saying it now?
Yeah, you remember when we got on his channel, he said he would debate. Did
Yeah,
you
but
get
we've
the
been trying
link?
to call him tonight.
Debate
So yeah,
what?
he did say he would. But was he trying to gather information, then go respond? We want live reactions.
Well, you gotta understand, bro. Look, listen. You gotta understand. He got a lot of information. The dude got presentations after presentations. He just was saying like he don't like the fact that y'all trying to make it as if he was running. You know, he debated Craig. He debated Craig multiple times. So why would he not debate
That's a
MC2?
great question. I don't know why he's running from me.
Right.
Well, so if that's the
Maybe
case,
that'll
if
change.
that's the case,
Maybe he'll decide
if you
to.
know
Yeah.
if you know that he said that he's gonna debate you, and he said he ain't gonna he don't like when people lie and say he's running, and you still lying and say he's running. I think you're saying he's running on purpose because you really don't want to face him.
Hold on, let me say something real quick. If anybody get that tuned up about somebody saying somebody running, that's an excuse and that's a cop out, because we all say that to each other in this community. Man, hey, he running or she running. That ain't nothing. He got cussed out or something, man. Stop. You have tougher skin than that, Sanchez, bro. Come on, man. The people want to see this debate. And JJ 7000, the House of Conscience, and the Lions Den, we gonna make it happen.
Yeah, he said send the link so me, you, MC Toon, and him can set the debate up between him and MC Toon.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right. So Sanchez, listen, disregard don't get mad about the little jokes and stuff we saying, man. Don't make that a reason not to do this debate. Please don't, man. Like I say, man, we working hard to get this going, man. And then the people want to see this, bro. Your platform, MC Toon's platform, House of Consciousness, and the Lions Den. Man, that's a lot of people that's gonna be watching this. For real. So let's get up out of here with the toughest. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Napar. Say this one more time. Go ahead. See, he gonna get mad and quit the damn debate. Go.
All
Man,
right.
that was just a joke. We're trying to fish you out, man. Like I say, man, this has been a great show. I'm glad I reached out to the brother and To Cory, brung him to the light over to the Lions Den a long time ago. And I told you back then, I said, I'm gonna get you with Sanchez. Remember I said that?
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna try to get Sanchez. He did agree. So we just I got his email. So I'm gonna reach out to him after this show. And
now he's gonna have to respond to that email now.
Yeah. I'm gonna email him. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, man, this has been a great show, man. We bridging the gap, you know what I'm saying, between different platforms, different cultures, you know. And like I said, let's all be respectful of each other, even if we don't agree. Shout out to Sign of the TV, MC Toon's channel, Elder Apostle, the Brother World is Life. Everybody subscribe to each other's channel, and let's make this happen. Queen of Pod, can we get out here with the Minister of Music from the Lions Den, Neo Love, toughest environment? With the bright sauce, Hail Mary, they despise what the light brought. Let them roach niggas bleed if they can't see.
All right. Well, that was something. Do we think that that bro will step up? Does it take a 2.5 hour call out to get bro to come out from underneath his bed with all the dust bunnies and dirty socks? So anyway, well, I got a few super chats. I didn't want to. I was a guest on their show. I wasn't gonna drop the read the super chats during their show. So that they're super kind for them to bring me on to their show and be nice to me. And it's their environment, it's their place, and they welcome me in. So I really appreciate that. And I asked Judy before this. Judy got this to help in the chat here. This chat right. Don't be saying things that you shouldn't say. Right. There are a few people that got the ban hammer and the delete hammer used on them. Don't do that. Be better than that. You don't need to worry about any of that stuff. It's about the shape of the earth and nothing else. So just remember, when flat earthers make accusations or they make stuff about something other than the science of the shape of the earth, we are disgusted by it. We're not impressed by it. And similarly, I'm not impressed by anybody making it about something other than what it should be about. So please keep that in mind. So anyway, I'm going to jump right to Icy Spins. This question request for anyone to star rotation at poles. Oh, that's that spins them right round, baby. They can't understand that. It is so much word salad that comes out when they talk about that. A couple years ago, Eric DeBay tried to do a video on that. It was nonsense. It was so bad, I can't believe he didn't delete it. Maybe he has. It was so bad. So, all right, we got Nexophonics. Oh, I like that name. That's cool. Nexophonics says, did Ernest Shackleton know all this? Let's see. Now I got to remember back to what was the topic at that time. So let's see. Yeah, he was he went to the Antarctic. I'm looking at Shackleton's was it maybe it was about the claims about celestial navigation. I don't know. But yeah, it's a fun crowd. I gotta say that they make it interesting for sure. I like those channels. The Lion's Den. This was on the Lion's Den and also JJ7000. He's like, I don't just only bring Israelites on. Is that what he said? I'm like, I don't know what quite that means, but I'm glad that he brought me on. Tim Davison said, "Oh no, not Brotato." Brotato Sanchez, that's funny. Lord Illuminous Pooh says, I realized I was dyslexic when I went to a toga party dressed as a goat. I'm not worried about the Third World War. That's the Third World's problem. Oh my gosh. Lord Illuminous Pooh said, at Pizza Hut, you can get garlic bread with cheese and tomato dipping sauce. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that sounds like a pizza with extra steps. It is. I never got that. I didn't understand. Like, kids are like, oh, I just want cheese pizza and I don't want much sauce or no sauce. Or they just want pepperoni with no sauce. But they'll get the the bread, the cheesy bread, and dip it in the tomato. What? It's the same thing. Aaron Reese, I think he meant people from Abrahamic religions. Is that what it means? I don't know if that's what it really means, or because I've heard them discuss whether or not different people are actually the true Israelites. Maybe that's what he's talking about. I don't know, but yeah. But I mean, I guess I'm from an Abrahamic religion, so I don't think he means that. So anyway. All right. Lord Illuminous Pooh again says, last tonight, my girlfriend wanted me to tease her in the bedroom, so I said, your sister is prettier and more successful, and I don't like the new haircut. that will not win anything. All right. Be professional, people. Helmeden said, MC Toon, did you see that Jaren proved the Earth again? Oli de Hasselaer has a video on it. Even helped him. Yes. Ola de Hasselaer's video on Jaren's observation is amazing. Yeah, and I was too. And Jaron didn't take my suggestions, and I don't know if he took Oli's suggestions either. But yeah, could somebody put that, seriously, put Ola's video in there? Because in the chat, it's super good. It's worth the time of watching because it's such thorough destruction. But I'll just, the high point for me, I'm going to use the one thing, because Oli was very, very meticulous. But for me, like, I don't try to get super meticulous, right? I try to have a specific kind of audience I'm looking for, and to put a video of that detail, it's a different thing than what I do in my pre-recorded videos. But there's one part that Oli picked up on, and it's fantastic. It completely just puts everything about that in a box and wraps it up with a bow and says, "Here's the globe." So it's great. It's a really, really great video from Oli. So I talked to Oli a lot. He's good. We've been planning a video together for a couple months, and I keep not having time. So Battle Against Misinformation says observation is not dogma. No authority needed. You can't get much more true than that. Tim Davidson says that paper says because we're focusing on A, we're going to simplify / ignore B because right now we're only looking at A. And Flurfs say, C, no B. Exactly. That's exactly what those papers are saying. And they're saying if you're going to, if your project will be affected by the rotation or the curve of the Earth, or the flexibility of airplane wings, or the ridge, or the varying mass, or some of these things specifically pretend like there's no wind. There's wind. It says it right next to the other parts of it. We're going to pretend that they don't use the word wind, but that the air doesn't move. Of course the air moves. Of course there's wind. They're silly. All right. Weibo, Metalhead, Metallica says, question for Flurfs. Why do they always claim that all evidence of the globe and rotation is due to vibrations, but they always say that we're the ones playing with toys, as it were? And toys is in quotes. I get what you're doing there, me, Weibo. I see where those quotes went. Yeah, they're the ones playing with toys. Alyssum says to Cory, why do even the simplest of navigation techniques, such as calculating our flight distances, require us to account for the globe? And to Cory, in his closing, really, I mean, he lied several times in a row. Flat earthers constantly make that claim that there isn't any accounting for the globe, they say, in navigation or other projects. But of course, that's completely false. If that was the case, then there would be a flat earther that could do celestial navigation without using the globe. But of course, $10,000 must not be enough motivation for that. I paid all of $19 for a book. Where'd it go? $19 to learn how to do celestial navigation using the globe. $19. So flat earthers, I know this might be a little difficult, so I'm going to round it up to 20. So let's say if it costs you $20, how much would be left? How much would your profit be on that to 10,000? $9,980. Is that not enough? Tell you what, I'll sweeten it. I'll kick in an extra 20. So, all right, yeah. I mean, that's just sitting there. It costs you nothing to try. And yet they don't. That proves the Earth is a globe. And I don't say proves lightly, but flat earthers have proven it. Because they would do it for $10,000. Do you know how many times? This is what's interesting. There's multiple times that flat earthers have said that they're going to do the challenge, and in their pride, they've said, you better take that down because I'm going to do it. And you know what they didn't do? They didn't do the challenge. So Ion says, I derived how to do celestial navigation from geometry and wrote my own code to solve a fix. Yep. If any flat earther were good at math, then, and if the earth were flat, then they could do it. And you did note that I said multiple times that To Cory is the best flat earther at doing math. The reason why I say that is because I have witnessed him actually applying an equation. There's very few flat earthers that have attempted that. So I say that he's the best flat earther at doing math, but also it's very important that you understand he really sucks at math. And he's also the best at math of any flat earther. So take that for what it is. Anyway, Mr. E-Man gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much to Mr. E-Man. If you are the recipient, I hope that you thanked Mr. E-Man. Then Mr. E-Man said, for 20 Australian, can these people explain how my father was part of a team that received an award for the observation they made of grazing occultations where stars disappear behind peaks on the edge of the moon? That is pretty cool. So let me think about that. That would be, you'd probably want to do it when the moon was near near a new moon, right? And so that you didn't get overexposure from the moon being well lit. And then it would take tracking or knowing the angle that the moon goes through the sky and then finding a star that's going to be right next to the edge of it so that, oh man, that is cool. So that a mountain blocks it, but then the mountain doesn't block it. And then maybe another mountain blocks it and then unblocks it. That would be really neat. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, Mr. E-Man. CV McCullers says, does Earth is Life have a YouTube? I like him. He does have a YouTube. Are you still kicking around here? Earth is Life? I think if you just Google Earth is Life, or not Google, if you just go search Earth is Life, I'll look for it. Earth is Life. There it is. He used to go by B-Ball is Life, but he maybe doesn't play B-Ball as much anymore and now just plays Earth. There it is in the chat. I will drop it right now into Earth is Life. There. There, subscribe to Earth is Life is in the description. Oh, I gotta spell subscribe right. Scribe. There you go. There he is. I see him in the chat. He's right. He's in here. Right in here. All right. J. Dave Lister. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Kicked Midget is a new member at Newton. I love. Oh, Kicked Midget. So, a guy at work had a shirt that his wife did not approve of, and he gave it to me, and my kid got it. It had a line at the bottom, right across the belly, and it said, "I've had it up to here with midgets." Now I know some people are like, that's not the appropriate name. They have different names. Yes, apologies. There are different names, and I don't know. Is Little People? Yeah, I think Little People is their preferred. Sorry for the yawn there. So anyway, thank you, Kicked Midget. I don't know if you've been on TikTok and you've seen the midget storming off, like to go get in his car, and then there's a little Matchbox car going across the driveway. Those are funny. They're very naughty. You're not supposed to laugh at them, but I can't stop. Slave says distant mountains do the same thing and they're solid. Yeah, To Cory had no idea on that. That claim is crazy. how far out of scale is he? That the farthest away that you can be from an observer that's simultaneously viewing the moon is about 8,000 miles. That's the diameter of the Earth. Right? He's applying our claims. So you have to actually do our claims. Right? So 8,000 miles apart to the moon, 280,000 miles away. What different portion of the moon would you see? He has no idea, because he can't do that math. Even though he's the best flurf at math, no flurf could do that math. They have no idea. Lord of Luminous Pooh, Sagittarius. Best to stay inside today and try to relax, as Mars will be traveling through Uranus. There you go. If you're a Sagittarius, there is your horoscope. Take note. Lord of Luminous Pooh says their ignorance does not make me angry, just disappointed. Violently, seethingly, ragefully disappointed, but not angry. General E. Shady said, Krakatoon time, flirftanialists teach them. Well, To Cory was the only one there. To Cory is, oh my gosh, he's such a lightweight. It's like, I'm always just like, I can't just go for the jugular with him. He's just too, I don't know. Anyway, CV McCullers says that's a good place to debate. He's straight. Yes, it is. It's a great place. They do try to keep it fair, keep the time even. So I'm hoping that that bro Sanchez will discover that he can climb out from underneath that bed and set something up. They were gonna send him an email. Now let me make it clear why I'm saying that he's been running from me. I have sent him emails. Long ago, I sent him emails. When he said live on a video that he would debate me, I sent him an email. No response. A year ago, February, I did a video because I had been on his channel, on his panel, where he's got the mute button, right? And he muted me and booted me. So it's mute boot. That's what he does. He never stops talking. He's like To Cory, right? To Cory's just ramble, and then say the same thing, say the same thing, say the same thing. Like he'll say it 10 times. Too much. Anyway. Rob Fowler, I think you confused To Cory by saying the sky is in front of the moon. The sky is not a single monolithic thing, but it did sound like you were saying it was. How do you explain the sky to... They're like, talk to me. When they say, talk to me like I'm a kindergartner, that's what I was doing. And it was still over his head. Platonic Cuddler says, for $5, just hear me out. Sex with 3 people is called a threesome. With 2 people, it's a twosome. Now I see why they call you handsome. Were you talking to To Cory? Oh my gosh. Stephen McCullers says he's got a new sub. That's to Earth is Life. Yeah, Earth is Life. And B-Ball is Life, but his channel is what he went by before that. He's been around a long time. I've known him forever. And yeah, he's awesome. Super solid information. Really good guy. I like him a lot. So, Generally, Shady says flirt women are happy with 8 inches per mile. Spread out. I don't know. Lord of Lunas Poo says people of a reduced height, some don't like being called midgets, others don't like being called dwarfs. So I figured I'd just call them Oompa Loompas. I did use Oompa Loompa in a video referring to Santos. Oh, poor Santos. All right. Wes Beluski says, thank you for turning me on to Earth is Life channel. Super stoked to watch all his videos. From just the titles, I can already tell it's going to be awesome. Yeah, he tears into Witsit pretty often. And Witsit lately has been blocking everybody. He's been super, let's see, what's the word? He's been super into censorship. That's right. Witsit can't take criticism, so he blocks. And you know, when he posts something and he's trying to deceive new people, it doesn't work well to have a whole bunch of people there telling the truth, because all of his lies get destroyed immediately. That's why he's doing it, so that the new people he's trying to deceive don't get the actual feedback from, you know, the actual truth. So he's got to, you know, stop that from spreading. He's got to stop the truth from being spread. So Jeff C says Witless is looking for a new grift. I didn't know that. I don't know if that's the case. Censorious. All right, so I don't know if you've seen it on my Conspiracy Tunes channel. 2 days in a row, I put up a video addressing Witsit's misinformation in the debate with Harrison Smith. So I have another one I'm going to try to record tonight before I go to bed and queue up for tomorrow morning. And I can do, I've been doing, I'm just like not putting a lot of production into these to try to get them out quickly, because it's, you know, what law is it that talks about the amount of misinformation is disproportionate to the effort it takes to counter the misinformation. I know somebody's gonna tell me what it is. So he says one sentence, and then, you know, you could spend an hour correcting that misinformation. It's not Cole's law. It's something Ski's law. Something, I don't know. So Noah Shaw says, why have a second channel when you could post videos and live stream here? So the reason why, and that's a great question. And if you go over to Team Skeptic, and this came from him, and he was right about it. So there are people that have different interests. The people that are interested in watching a 2-hour debate do have an overlap with the people that are interested in watching a 10 to 15 minute video. But it's not a perfect overlap. In the Venn diagram of people that are interested in watching a science education video that's 10 to 20 or even 30 minutes long is much larger than the number of people that really are into watching these types of videos that you're watching right now. So Team Skeptics, like you don't want to mingle them. So I was given that the other channel, Conspiracy Cats gave me the other channel, and I said, well, I'm going to make use of it as good as I can. So I'll just post my recorded videos there, and I'll post my live streams here. And so then the two different audiences, they can go and see each other one. So I think most people here do know about that channel. It was just posted in the chat by Judy. Thank you for that. So if you don't, you could go over there and see the live videos. Make sure you click the bell notification and all that. So anyway, the point is I've been trying to do a little faster videos addressing Witsit's nonsense there. So the first time that I posted one was on Twitter when he blocked me. So on Monday he blocked me on Twitter. Before that, to my knowledge, he had not blocked me. So yeah, he's got to block me everywhere. I'm blocked on Facebook from him. So I suppose I could try to get on a few more platforms where he is. They do like Telegram, but I hate Telegram. It's a cesspool. So Brandolini's Law is the name of it. Thank you for that, Baba Ali. Did anybody else? Yeah, Sammy McBride. Yep. That's it. Yep. So thank you for helping me. Brandolini's Law. Look it up. It's that it's disproportionate to debunk misinformation as to for them to just say it. Right? So you think about it. They put zero effort into producing their misinformation. When Witsit says his model is a toroid field, and just because you can see these lines, the spirograph lines in a toroid field, he says that is proof that the orbit of the this is so dumb, that the orbits of the planets on geocentric Earth match that field. They don't match on flat Earth. Flat Earth, there's no sense to anything because you don't see them for part of the night. Why? Where are they in relation to? They've never mapped things and plotted out their paths according to anything, because the path that Witsit puts up there, this is critical. This shows his lies. He puts up the spirograph picture of Venus's orbit, right? That's the spirograph picture of Venus's orbit in a geocentric solar system, where the Earth is a globe, the sun is 150 million miles away, orbiting the Earth due to gravity, and then the planets are doing these spirograph movements around the Earth, orbiting the Earth in the solar system. That's what he's showing. And then he says, oh, flat Earth, he does a swap. It's a bait and switch. He takes out geocentric globe with the sun 150 million miles away and swaps in, without telling you that he's doing it, the dirt pizza, right? And those patterns that he talks about, that's not the patterns over in the sky of the dirt pizza. They didn't get mapped to that. It would be a projection because it's in three-dimensional space orbiting the Earth. That doesn't work because they don't orbit the Earth in the dirt pizza. Nothing orbits the Earth. Is it their pattern of orbiting the North Celestial Pole? I don't think so. Think about that. It's just a bait and switch. He's just deceiving his own people, making them feel good so they'll pay him money. All right. Steven McCullough says, I got up to tunes in Witsit's word salad. My comments brought the wrath of the uneducated. Great times. I can't think of a better start to the day. Yeah, so if all goes well, I will have another one tomorrow morning. Lord of the Luminous Pooh says, Murphy's Law, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Pooh's Law, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong to me. Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, can't have orbits without gravity. Well, of course, Stringer's one. There you go, ruining Witsit's fun. But what does Witsit replace with gravity with? He just takes a he just takes and he swaps it around, a random electromagnetic related force from the theory of electromagnetism. It's just the words. It's a force that really exists, but it's not the one he used last week. It's the new one because people haven't come up with the answer to the new one. Anyway, his new one is the Lorentz magnetic force, which exists, and it causes charged particles to have a force imparted on them in an electric field or in a magnetic field. Yup, pretty simple stuff. And he's claiming that's why the planets do what they do. But of course, that doesn't make any sense because every planet would have to either be varying its charge constantly or the Lorentz magnetic field would have to be constantly varying its charge. But then all of the planets would have a different orbits. Would all have the same orbits somehow. They would have to be related. So there must be a different Lorentz magnetic force for each planet. That doesn't apply to other planets. None of it makes sense. None of it. And if his gullible followers were to press him on this and say, look, you need to actually put something behind this, then he would say, no, I got nothing. But they don't care. They're gullible idiots. Anyway, people, thank you very much for this stream. Thank you for coming along. Hopefully we will have a debate between myself and Bro Sanchez on a platform where he can't just talk forever. So be looking out for tomorrow. I will be debating with Craig FTFE on Jaren's channel against Flatzoid and some David Kane. It's going to be dumb as hell. Please tune in. You're going to love it. Here we go.
MC Tune, drop that beat.
All right. Let it flow. Let yourself go. So I know that is the tempo.
So, yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this. Yo, it's MC Tune, the debunking tycoon. I shatter flat earthers, make them face the moon. Your attempts are decent, but they'll swoon in the face of my logic like a deflated balloon.
Oh, MC Tune, the one to soon cartoons. On the real stage, send it first to their dues. Your theories are like old brews, sweeping ignorance, or just spreading the views.
FDFE stands for fumbling the facts, evidently. I drop truth bombs so splendidly. Your approach is soft, mine's unrelenting. I bring the science while you're just venting.
MC Tune, the buffoon with silver spoons. I tackle pseudoscience, make them change their tune. You're the sidekick, I'm the room. When it comes to debunking, I'm the room.
But hey, FTFE, we share the creed to educate and debunk the plant the seed. Though in this rap, it's clear indeed I've got the upper hand in word and deed. All right, hold on a second. The Zoom call died. Everything died. No.